Woodward. We are starting off your day with a brand new crew. Meet Broder.
I can't control my arms sometimes. My limbs are just kind of flying.
Detroit Kool-Aid.
Fired up.
Y'all got Kool-Aid.
I'm fired up. But with the Wake Up Woodward crew, he's actually a part of the family.
Flannel Sam.
Ask me about my wiener. Okay.
Along with JB and KG. Wake Up Woodward gets you all of your Detroit sports talk. Every morning, 8 to 10 a.m. Live on Woodward Sports. A show for Detroit, by Detroit, with people from Detroit. Tell Siri to set an alarm. Because it's time to Wake Up Woodward.
And
2.
oh, I am so mother effing fired up. Something's getting hit today.
Watch out now.
Something's getting hit today.
Watch out now.
Come on, man.
Let's
Watch
go.
out now. What?
Who let the Pistons get hot?
KG.
Who let the Pistons
My
get
man, you was
hot?
hiding this drip the whole time.
Hey, man.
You was hiding. Dog, man. Hey, welcome to Wake Up Woodward, man. I'm fired up. Those Detroit Pistons did it
Still alive.
road, man.
I'm still alive.
Still alive.
Hey.
And you know what? This show, it is balls to the wall to wall. Detroit
Come on,
Pistons today. You got to talk about what this team did. 106-103 victory over the New York Knicks, man. It is your boy Brandon Den, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential Pistons reporter and writer for the network. KG on the
Yes,
desk
sir.
for our guy, Flannel Sam. Like he said, he will be out for 10 days. Enjoy your vacation. Enjoy, being out there with the wifey and everything. Enjoy this Pistons victory, Flannel Sam. We miss you, brother. Vet of the
Yes.
squad. We got KG up here today filling in admirably. He is Detroit's #1 draft pick, rookie of the year here, MVP. And I know one of those guys that I've been talking Pistons with, man. Like we have deep
Since day one.
conversations with.
Pretty much
How
since day
you
one.
feeling, Morpheus, with hair?
Man. I mean, how do you not feel great about this victory, man? With backs against the wall, going back to the Garden, man, everything going against you, and the Pistons just find a way to be resilient. They find a way to go in there and get a victory, keep their season alive, and you coming back to LCA to right the wrongs of the first 2 games, man. I am so looking forward to Thursday, bro.
They
Cannot
gotta
wait.
They gotta get a dub here. They gotta get.
They
a dub
got
here.
to. You can't drop. You can't drop 3.
Hey, KG, since you're in the flannel chair, you got to tell the people what we're discussing today. What's on the
Well,
menu?
Pistons, I believe, in the first segment. Pistons in the second segment.
Okay.
Pistons in the third segment. We might get right on, and then more and more Pistons. So I think that's pretty much the show today.
Hey, you know what? I think that is a great show today. And chat family, as always, you all are the most important part of this thing. Well, today it might
Damn
be
right.
a Pistons win. I hope you guys are okay with being a close second, but I still love you guys a lot, man. Let's go on ahead and smash that like button. Shout out to Platty. Shout out to
Big shout
Anton.
out.
Shout out to Jerry. Heavyweights intern is going to be joining the social team and helping us as well with some data processing soon. It was awesome to be able to just kind of see his enthusiasm and get his perspective because he said, guys, I know about 04, but I was born in 06. He said, this is the most hope I've ever had for a team, man. He was like, wow. He's like, I really want to see them get this dub. And it was just like, dang, I'm serious, man. This team right here is going to be the one that binds all of that generation of lost Detroit Pistons fans out there.
It does feel like that. They embodying something that we haven't seen in quite a long time. And I know a lot of people want to compare them to the Bad Boys, but I continue to say they are something different. Do they have elements of the Bad Boys? Yes. But they are something completely different, and I'm here for it, bro.
And you know what? And that's what they want. They have no problem with paying homage to the previous teams, with even trying to draw some identity from the previous players. But one thing that I've heard from people close to the organization is that this squad wants to forge their own identity, and they should be given the pathway to do so.
Absolutely.
Because they've proven that they can be on that level. When you look at all of the stats and the historic stats that are being broken right now by guys like Cade Cunningham, is when you start, and who are the names that he's associated with? Like, how are you the only guard, since Chauncey Billups and Isaiah Thomas to record 20 point, 10 rebound, double-double.
Yeah.
And then you become the only guard since both of those guys to do it twice.
Yes, crazy.
And it's our Pistons guard. It's like, okay, if this is the start of it, you at least want to know that some of the identity of how Detroit gets it done is in this team's recipe as well. And last night was one of those gut check character wins, because you know who's healthy in this series? It's the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
You know who has 2 stars in this series? It's the New York Knicks.
Damn
You know
right.
who has 2 guys that are going to wind up probably in the top 10, at worst top 12 of MVP voting? It's the New New York Knicks. You know who I said without Stu? Now they got all the energy. They got the physical tough guys. I heard it was the New York Knicks.
Right.
That's what I heard. So this Detroit Pistons team, they did something that shout out to Anton Wells. They rose above. But I want to be able to go around and I want to be able to get everybody's just your first reaction to that Detroit Pistons winning. As soon as I walked in, Willie B is usually like, hey, what up, Brandon? I'm used to that.
Right.
Today was chopped cheese.
Chop cheese.
The Aki way. Fuck you mean.
What up, though, Willie B?
what
Man, how
up,
you
though?
feeling about this Pistons dub? Get ready, Kavasi.
I'm overwhelmed. Come to New York.
Chopped cheese.
They chop cheese. Goddamn right. They chop cheese.
Dog,
man.
Willie is a national treasure, bro.
Oh, most definitely, man. Most definitely.
We got to protect him at all times.
I grabbed some chopped cheese, and soon I'm about to went to work. In the middle, went to work. I said, let me post a picture up before I about to go into work and before I go to eat. I said, here, post this one with the ignorant Bill pose. So that case, that's the Bill pose look. That's what the F look. So that case, I told him Knicks are chopped cheese, and it's like that. You know what I mean? We out there. We thought we was gone. No, we thought we was about to get eliminated last night. No, we came to New York and took over and took that win, and we're going back to the LCA with another dub. We're gonna tie with Pistons at 7.
Talk
Oh,
about
Roll
it.
boy.
Talk about
Roll
it.
boy. I ain't got no voice. I'm
Chop
gonna leave
fucking
here.
cheese.
Dog. I ain't got. Hi, man. My voice is on like.
Oh,
It's
shit.
hanging on by a thread. Kavasi and Chase. What up, though, man? And I love the way Kavasi does this. I know he's one of those guys who's always gonna roll with his team. But last night was one of the ones, or yesterday's show when he said Pistons. I actually felt like it wasn't just the fandom, but it was like you knew.
Yeah.
This squad's gonna get it done, man. What up, though? Your reaction to that win?
Yeah, I mean, hey, they've played better in the Garden this series than they have at home. I think there's a little bit of like less pressure on them, which sounds like crazy to think because obviously they call New York the Mecca, but I think there's so much. I think they want to win for the home fans so bad that they're putting like a little bit extra pressure on themselves. They play a little bit more free, a little bit more loose. Then they're not going to be making those little mistakes. And so I think that experience of going to the Garden, getting 2 wins, coming back home, a couple of tough losses. I think you're going to bounce back. Obviously, your role players tend to play better at home, and fingers crossed, it's more time for Stu to maybe get healthy and, enough to get back on the court even in limited time. So I'm feeling good. Obviously, like, if you got a game in the playoffs, you'd rather have it be at home. So if we're going to go down fighting, like I'd rather go down fighting in LCA.
Yep,
Damn
and
right.
I'm so glad you said that. That was another sentiment I mentioned as well, that they've been pressing so much to try and win this thing at home. They've been pressing about what the environment's going to be. And when that pressure hit, I don't know if they were quite ready for it, but when you go and you win a game like this and you give yourself an opportunity to have for all the marbles games, I do believe that this actually might work out in their best case scenario. Ability to go get that home dub. And you're right, Tom Gores, his statements last night on socials right after the win was, Tom Gores has you talk about all the narratives that can change.
His trajectory has changed, bro.
Listen to him, dog. Give us a fair shot, and we'll show you there are no limits to our grit, heart, and hustle. Ready to come home and get back to work in front of the best fans in the world. I believe this is going to be the loudest we've heard Detroit Pistons fans in over a decade and a half.
It seemed like we say that about every game, right? This is the loudest we've ever heard LCA.
It's been right. You said trajectory. That's what this Pistons team is about right now. And I do believe that the New York Knicks, they have to be tight. I know their fans are crashing the frig out now.
Yes, indeed.
All the pressure is on them. Come on. All the pressure is on the Knickerbockers. They are the better team. They have the better roster. Like you said, they have 2 MVP candidates. And you going to lose in the first round to an upstart Pistons team?
Yeah.
Wait, so you
What?
mean to tell me the Pistons have outlasted the Heat, the
Yep.
Bucks? Who else?
Shit.
The Magic.
Somebody else
Rockets?
is out. Somebody else is out. There's another team too.
Magic's out.
The Magic lost
Magic.
last night,
Magic.
Yeah, look at our Pistons, and they're making it about. This to me is the best playoff series in this first round so far. But I know JB Smooth keeps his eyes glued to all things sports, man.
Jay
Uber
Bizzle.
Sports MVP and a T.
JB to the B.
Booth. What up, though, man? Mr.
All-
Homemade.
Dude, all I gotta say is the look last night of the New York Knicks players as they walked off the court was so satisfying. I'm telling
Yes,
you right
indeed.
now, seeing Brunson and Hart just walk off just dejected, like they let this one slip away, and they did, and they came up against a monster of this Detroit Pistons squad as it is right now. I agree with Tom Gores. Just give us a fair shot. bring it back home to LCA, and you never know what can happen. Shout out to the Pistons last night. They got it done. Those first 2 quarters were really touch and go. It was really tight, but after that, it's just like pedal to the metal. I think, if anything, they probably needed these losses to humble themselves a little bit, to know that, hey, this is no joke. It's this playoff basketball right now. We need to go out there and start handling business and handle it better. And I think that they've learned from these experiences.
Definitely, man. And you're over there preaching. Definitely preaching. And hey, chat family, go on ahead and put your reactions to this Detroit Pistons win in the chat. And let's get that like poll up, man. Let's see how many people liked that Detroit Pistons dub last night and how many people liked their chances to get that victory in Game 6 and push this thing back to the Madison Square Garden, where they've won 4 games this season.
Amazing.
This young upstart team has gone on the road and won a couple games, and that's where I do put a lot of credence into what Chase said in his reaction, that maybe they're pressing just a little bit. You're getting down into the end of those games, you're pressing a little bit, because think about it, we've seen them handle the in-game pressure from the New York Knicks twice now, almost a third time.
Mm-hmm.
They almost did it in game 1, where people say that we let the Knicks steal a game in New York.
Yeah.
So it's like we've seen them now in a couple games handle the pressure well, and who had a lot to do with Game 2 victory in Game 5? Cade Cunningham, especially in that fourth quarter. Last night, Cade Cunningham was fantastic, and we're going to talk about him a little bit more maybe in segment 2 or 3. But Cade Cunningham in that fourth quarter last night, 13 points, 75% true shooting. You can't really ask for much out of Cade Cunningham. And in that second half, we know he put up like 18, 20 points. He came to life. In the first half, it seemed like he was probing more, trying to figure some things out. But I know in the halftime show, we were discussing that there were looks for this team to have. And if they could just get, shout out to Jerry as well, we were just discussing this, and this is something we've been talking about for as long as you've been here and even before, getting Ausar Thompson, and when we had Jaden Ivey involved, backdoor cuts, backdoor screens, get them involved. So when you're running the action up top between Cade Cunningham and Tim Hardaway with the pick and roll, or Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren, get some action moving behind. If anything, it gets the defense moving, and it allows, if Cade Cunningham can get to the lane, it allows them to get to the lane rather than allowing the 4 and the 5 or even the 3 to just sit camped out, because they don't really believe you're going to hit a 3 out there, or they believe they can recover. So what they were doing differently that I absolutely loved was sending Ausar baseline. Every time that ball hit Jalen Duren's hands in the middle, he would turn around, and it was like Ausar was sitting there short corner every single time. And that's what he was able to thrive on. Ausar wasn't even going like ISO or trying to create his own offense. He was able to pick up effectively second chance opportunities and being available, being a cutter, using his athleticism and his speed, his physicality and his hops to finish at the rim, because he dunked it a lot. This is something that's been missing from this squad, from at least in this playoffs, that level of aggression at the rim on a consistent basis. And they got back to it last night. Even though they did lose the point battle last night, paint point battle, points in the paint 48-52, you saw something different about this squad as related to their tenacity and their ferocity in the paint. And Ausar Thompson, he had a lot to do with that.
No, he was huge last night, and he played more into the strengths of his game, and that's what I like to see from this Pistons squad and JB Bickerstaff queuing it up, because, like you said, he can't be out there playing ISO basketball. He can't be out there playing one-on-one basketball. We all know the offensive limitations that an Ausar Thompson has, but what is he ate on all season long? Like you said, those backdoor cuts, being in the right place at the right time, and that's what he was able to do last night, on top of the fact that he went out there and gave you some amazing defense. I mean, he was everywhere. He was all over the floor in all 4 quarters, man, showing up. This is the Ausar Thompson that we wanted to see, and I know a lot of people, we were kind of worried, and we got to the point to where, do you even play him in the fourth quarter because he's so compromised? But no, he was able to go out there, silence the doubters last night, and gave you a big offensive showing, on top of the fact that we all know his defense is absolutely great. But this is what this team needed. They needed somebody else other than the normal people that have been stepping up to step up, and Ausar was that guy last night.
Absolutely.
Shout out to him, man.
You know what? Let's clean up some super chats if we have to. I'm going to read a couple chats here from the chat family, JB, while you gathering these super chats before we get into this next segment, because we have to talk about next.
What?
I was going to talk about Cade Cunningham in the second segment, but remember, I was like, I'm going to put him third today.
Okay.
Why? Ausar Thompson deserves it. Now,
absolutely.
Stick, I'm telling you, bro, we're on the same wavelengths. He says Ausar deserves a 2-hour show of glaze.
No, it was, you can damn near classify it the Ausar game. He was the difference.
Hey, you know what? Jay-Z says JB is preaching. Let's see. Vincent Chambers. Kool-Aid, you got to check them Cade haters.
Hey.
Dan Henderson, excited for the future, and you know what? with that dub last night, how excited are we for the now?
Man, what?
I know.
I think this team got more to go.
I think they do too. And you know what? You look at how Orlando's battling with Boston. They were battling. You just want to give yourself a shot, man. Give yourself a shot. Chuck Brewer. This is a 14-win team, learning on the fly, skipping steps in the process. Kool-Aid. And, it's just looking at all of this, seeing the way that the chat is today versus where they were yesterday.
Yeah, night and day.
It's night and day. But Motown Sports would have been cool to see Cat foul out for a second game. They got him on the brink, but they couldn't quite knock him out.
They had a more attack-minded mindset, though, and that's what you wanted to see because him and Mitchell Robinson being in foul trouble late was huge in this game. It was absolutely huge.
Yeah, that's Stick Radio. Yay, Kool-Aid. Let's clean up those super chats, man. And
I got you.
Wait, one more. This one, Organic Lindell always drops heat, man. Series turnovers totals. Dang, Pistons 70, Knicks 46. That's crazy. That is the difference in this series.
Yeah, less turnovers last night though. Way less turnovers last night.
Sheesh. All right, hey, let's clean up those super chats and let us know what friends we're gonna say hi to.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Shout out to everyone sending in super chats as well, too.
Shout
$5 from IT Hips. He says, please keep playing Asar Thompson on Brunson, which I got to agree. I mean, defense on defense. $5 also from Nobody. He sent in, everyone last night was great, but can we please like the bejesus out of the like button for Kool-Aid and family, man, working late for us. Working late for us, you, me, and the chat. So how late did you guys go last night, man?
We went till 11:30, and then you guys know we sat here for longer than that after. Dog, this just happened.
I tapped in like, y'all still there?
Cleaned up, and then just still kind of was like, dog, this just happened, and then we dipped. Probably got home about 12:30, and y'all know this, though. Y'all know this.
It's the grind,
This is
bro.
what we all do. This is what we all do. Sometimes they are able to see it because we're up here. But there's a lot of people that do this at this network, and it's honestly it's the other half that spurs it in addition to what you guys do to support us. Yeah. This is why we do this.
And this is what this network was made for. These are the moments that we wanted to be a part of. So this is amazing, man.
I never thought, bro, it was bleak.
It was.
Rod told me, he was like, man, I covered the Pistons on the beat for 7 years. We got 2 okay playoffs, and they got swept, and there was no hope. He was like, he really believed that we were going to get that hopeful playoff run during my time. And after year 3, I was like, bro, they just won 14 games after winning 17. This is looking bleak, but look at the way this team turned things around, and that is part of their identity, their adversity, their ability to rise above and to bounce back. And we saw this during the regular season too. It's why they actually got the 44 wins. So they're gonna have some time to get this thing. They're gonna have a little bit of an off day today, some rest.
Yeah,
they do have a shoot around on Thursday at 10.
Okay.
So literally right after the show, I'm dipping down there. We're gonna get the audio.
We got
Chat family, let me know what questions you guys think we should ask JB Bickerstaff during the playoffs. They've been giving us 2 and 3 players to talk to at the practice. So
nice.
Send in the questions, man. We'll definitely get those out there. I know everyone's biggest question is on Stewart. Hey, you know what? We'll talk about that at some point in time during the show. But
cool.
Who you want us to say what up though to 1JB?
We gotta say what up to Mad Packs.
Hey, shout out to the good people at Mad Packs. And, of course, the biggest weed smoker on the network is here to tell you about Mad Packs. They are launching next month, May of 2025, with all new products, memorabilia. Make sure you tapping in with Mad Packs and tap in with Woodward Sports for all those latest updates. Boom, shakalaka.
Boom, shakalaka.
I had to give it to him.
Oh, my God.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsAndSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won.
This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of us here at Woodward Sports. Do yourself a favor, scan that QR code on screen. Use code word Woodward1000. You can deposit up to $1,000, but all you have to do is place a minimum of a $20 bet, and if it doesn't hit, Caesars will throw it right back into your account with no questions asked. Hey, if you bet on the Pistons last night, guess what? That 20 is gone, but you are up money right now. Scan that QR code, use code word Woodward1000, and make some money tonight.
Make some money. Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward, people. It's up here talking about a Detroit Pistons victory. And I don't even say improbable. We all expected it. We know that this team has proven to be able to battle with the squad. And not only have they had to do this without Isaiah Stewart, they've had to figure out foul troubles too, especially the guys like Jalen Duren, Tobias Harris, and Ausar Thompson, who's really taking on one of the bigger responsibilities as it relates to defense, guarding Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
And we've talked about what can JB Bickerstaff do to make sure we can get the effectiveness of an Ausar Thompson. But he's going out there and he's getting 2 fouls in the first quarter, another foul in the second quarter, another foul in the third quarter, and then he's not in a position rhythm-wise to even be utilized the way that they would like to in the fourth quarters. So we all talked about, do you take him off of Brunson and do you play him on Brunson only in the fourth? Because they haven't been able to figure out those fouls. But in this one, it seemed like JB Bickerstaff and his coaching staff made some changes or some tweaks to how these guys were able to defend and play, and it kept Ausar Thompson in the game.
Yeah.
And he was able to be as effective as we knew he could be in this series. But I do want to shout out again the cast and the crew from last night's watch party and post-game show. Chris Platty was in the building of the
Shout
Heavyweights,
out.
who you talk about Pistons lover, Pistons knower. When I talk about the people I talk ball with, like behind the scenes,
He's one of them
Anson,
ones. Yeah.
Chris Platty, stick for like years, bro. And so it's awesome to see these guys at this stage and at this level right now. And Anson, who's been a part of watch parties, post games, and things of that nature for the Lions side of it. And Stick is right. His #1 sport, it is basketball. He's helped Kid Kool-Aid and Lil Kool-Aid, be able to, their card collection is well over 2,000 cards now, memorabilia and such, and making sure they get that Pistons lure. He's helping me, man, because I'm doing what I can, and it's awesome when you got people with that same passion. So I just want to shout out the cast and crew. Shout out to Jerry as well, new to the network, but a supporter for some time, a young guy who knows hoops as well, and Anson was up here just spitting knowledge. So I'm grateful to see what's happening with Pistons basketball at this network, and I know from the beginning it was always the push to, hey, let's, at our ball knowers, keep this thing going. The Pistons will get there, and now that they're here, it's awesome for all of these guys, but for all of us here at the network, and that's why I just wanted to be able to shout those guys out. But Ausar Thompson, when you talk about some of the other guys, when you talk about the people outside of Cade Cunningham who we need to step up, we talk about the vets, we talk about Jalen Duren. Ausar Thompson was a guy that we considered an X factor. Like, if we get this out of him, definitely he's an X factor. But he's just vital and necessary. That's what Ausar Thompson is. You see the stats up there. He was the player of the game. 22 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks, and so much activity all over the court,
over
man.
the place, bro.
Playing the defense effectively on Jalen Brunson. Some people, we know he's a little hobbled. I do not care about any of that.
They wouldn't feel sorry for us if Cade was hobbled.
Everyone's hobbled. What I appreciate is this. Asar Thompson looked like he was playing better defense. We didn't see him get those fouls that you hate to see in the backcourt.
Yeah.
You hate to see those when he gets up. There was one play where I thought they were going to whistle him, but they let it go.
Thank God they didn't. I know what play you're talking about, too.
Yep, and that's what I'm saying. We see this team, like Chuck Brewer said earlier, on the fly improving. On the fly. This is a 14-win team on the fly improving with vets who have largely, you got a lot from Tobias, but the rest of the vets have been up and down. This is where seeing this game out of Asar Thompson, which we're grateful for. I want to make sure everybody can talk about that game he had last night. But the other aspect of this question, or the other half of it is this what we can expect moving forward? Because if you don't get this from Asar Thompson while Isaiah Stewart is out, it's going to make it very difficult for the Pistons to win.
No, it's almost mandatory, and you got to give JB Bickerstaff credit for being able to make those adjustments, because we all talked about it, man, and we know that Asar is going to go out there and give us all the effort that he can give us on defense, but his offensive limitations, does kind of handicap you. And then when you add to the fact that the refs are working against you, like you said, when he's bodying up Jalen Brunson coming across half court, there's been a lot of ticky-tack calls in that regard, and that works against you, especially, early in a ball game. Like you said, he racks up 2 fouls. Now you got to sit for most of the half. You come back, you rack up another 2 fouls. Now we got to decide what to do in the fourth quarter, because not only have you been offensively challenged, but we don't need you fouling out on defense either, man. But they found a perfect balance last night, and you just got to give him credit, man, and for what he was able to do. And I can't stress this enough. Him offensively is sorely needed. Like, you need something from anybody else on this team, and you did get, a better performance from Malik Beasley in this game and things of that nature. But for Asar to just go out there and be a terror in the paint, and, being able to drive, being able to pass the ball as well, going down there, getting boards, man. This is what you want to see from Asar Thompson. He's a Swiss Army knife, and the way that they've utilized him, especially in this last game, we need more of that. We need to see more of that. And like I said, it's almost mandatory at this point, because if you don't get this kind of Asar Thompson going forward, they won't win this series.
Yeah, you have to have it, because this team doesn't have as much straight line talent as you see in the New York Knicks side of things. What I love about the squad is they have a good way of being able to nullify that with the defense they play. The defense the Pistons play has largely kept the New York Knicks rotation players in check.
Yeah,
it has. I don't consider Josh Hart a rotation player when he leads their team. He's a role player, but he's not a rotation player. He's a starter playing the most minutes on their squad. Everybody else on that team was held in checks. The campaigns was held in checks. He had a little bit of a spurt where he was trying to talk. But look what he ignited. And you know who else ignited something when they show Russell Wilson on the screen? We got a super chat then that said, you know what, Pistons in 7. And from that point, the Pistons took control of the game.
Right.
So shout out to Russell Wilson. And shout out to Campaign, dancing and doing all that, because that seemed like the mojo just changed completely for this team. But you're right, man. When we're looking at Ron Holland, just saw him in the chat. When we're looking at Asar Thompson, I really like the fact that JB Bickerstaff trusts in him.
Yeah.
That's what I like. He trusted him to go out there and defend him a one-on-one steal and say, hey, listen, you're going to have to make the adjustment. Because just as we talk about how important he is, you don't think the team knows how important he is?
Absolutely.
So to be able to still say, but go out there and defend him, because we know you can do it. You are our best point of attack defender on this squad, and we need you right now to show up in a big way. As much as we talk about the clutch game of, the scoring of Cade, the fourth quarter scoring of Cade Cunningham, and what Asar did to lead this team in scoring for the first 3 quarters before the scoring tailed off a little in the fourth.
Yeah.
I believe that this was the equivalency of a clutch defensive game. I really do. His ability to stay on the court, his ability to stay out of foul trouble, his ability to make things difficult, not just on Jalen Brunson, but because there were a couple plays where they allowed roaming Asar to be that guy. And he was able to deter some shots at the rim. He was able to get some rebounds. These are the things that we absolutely love. Get out in transition, deflecting and getting his hands active. This is the Pistons team that we saw during the regular season.
Yeah.
These are some of the elements and the traits. And I know that they're not scoring at the clips that they did, because it is the playoffs and are letting them play a little bit more. But as this team, this is the bad thing for the Knicks. You're letting these young guys build their confidence.
Exactly.
Yep.
That is not what you want in this series, because where they might not have some of the talent that the New York Knicks can roll out there, this squad has the dogs. That they do. To lose Isaiah Stewart, who a lot of people say, well, there's your toughness out the door. Oh, y'all bad boys. No, look at what's going on right now. The Knicks are locked in a battle. They're locked in a battle.
Yeah.
And they got lucky
fight.
a couple times. They got lucky, including the refs. It should have been a foul. They got lucky. If they do not win this game, man, if they don't, think about how much pressure they take with them back to Madison Square Garden, to a place that the Pistons are already comfortable with. And that's why in this next game, I'm hoping that as it relates to the trust factor that J.B. Bickerstaff is instilling in these players, that he gives a double dose and a half to Ausar Thompson. Because if he goes out there and has another game like this, the New York Knicks, they can't stop Ausar Thompson.
Right.
Because he's not ISOing.
Yeah.
He's not calling for the rock.
Yep.
He's not back to the basket. He's just doing everything else. And that's what kills us. When Josh Hart's out there doing everything else for the Knicks, it starts to put a lot of pressure on the Detroit Pistons. When you get this from Ausar Thompson, while Cade's in the game and when Cade's out the game, that's what's helped this Pistons. Think about it. Cade was floating scoring-wise through the first almost 2.5 quarters of the game. Who was leading the Pistons? Ausar Thompson.
It was,
just
yeah.
cleaning up mess.
Yeah.
That's and being in the right position. Think about where their offensive sets in the half court have died down in the past. The game Ausar Thompson had in the style of play to utilize them in, finally doing the rim runs, the dives, the cuts, cutting behind. So if Cade's on the right side, behind the arc, the whole defense, if they're in the zone or man shifts, the back defenders, he cuts up.
Open lane.
That leaves an open lane, and they finally attacked it religiously. And that's what Ausar Thompson did for us in the half court on offense by staying out of foul trouble and playing really great defense on your clutch player of the year in Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, and it's part of the maturation process, and we talked about it. Like, we always bring up, oh, this is K's first playoff series. This is a whole young core of the Pistons' first playoff series. Jalen Duren, Ausar Thompson. These are things that they have to learn, man. It's a game of X's and O's when you get into the playoffs, and we all know it's chess moves, man, and this is one of the chess moves that had to be made. But when you're utilizing Ausar Thompson in more of what his skill set is right now, I think that bodes better for the Pistons, and you see the results. And maybe going down the line, he can improve his shot a little bit, and then he could be more of a threat in that way, because he is going to get the looks. He's going to get the opportunities. They leave him out there for a reason. But like you said, when he's driving to the basket, he has that open lane. You can't really stop him because he's finishing hard. He's finishing aggressive, pause, and he's going out there.
We know he satisfies that like
button. Oh, yeah, big facts. He satisfies that like button. But the reason J.B. Bickerstaff trusts him is because, one, he's going to go out there and he's going to give you all the effort in the world. And it's easy for a coach to trust somebody like that. He's very, very coachable. And in these moments, you want him to be coachable because it's the small things that make up the entire series, man. And we are seeing that on display.
Definitely. And I see Stick in the chat. He says, Ausar Artest comp is a decent one. Still a long way to go, but I can see it. And you know what?
He could be better than Artest, though, but I get you.
No, I mean, JB, say JB Bickersmooth. Yeah, JB Bickersmooth and I, we got to interview Ron Artest at the Feldman Chevrolet Celebrity Classic.
Shout out,
and
Meta.
we talked to him about Ausar Thompson when he first got drafted. And he says, I can't wait to see him. He said, I've heard a little bit, but I haven't really dug into who he is.
Yeah.
But the build, the type, the things I'm hearing, he said, people hitting me up saying, have you seen this kid Ausar? And he said just a little bit that he got to see. He's like, he thinks he's going to be a beast.
Yeah.
And he does believe that Ausar Thompson is going to be able to kind of rise to the occasion of an Artest comp. If he does, if you remember the Artest, he had some offensive game during his prime.
He did.
But
Most
as it relates to the defense, as it relates to being that Swiss Army knife, I love it because, before we take this quick one to say what up, though, to some friends, I saw Skydog in the chat. Let me see if I can bring this one back up because he wanted to fire back at something I was saying. And he was saying, relax, Kool-Aid. Thompson had a great game. He's not unstoppable. The reason why I said that
Nobody's
there's nothing
saying
you can do to stop what he was doing in particular is because it's pure energy. It's pure, like I'm faster than you.
Mm-hmm.
I have more strength than you. We've
Athletic,
seen him put centers through the rim.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Ausar Thompson off the break in transition take one bounce from the free throw line, jump in the air, and put Modest Buzelis in the rim with two hands. And I was like, why did he even do that? How can you do that? But he did it. This isn't about, okay, Ausar Thompson's out on the three-point line, the defender's going to go out there. This is about you're going to have to put 1, 2, and 3 bodies on Ausar Thompson to block him out, and by that time, then you're letting Cade work towards his triple-double. the activity of an Ausar Thompson is not something you can quite defend.
Right.
It's not something you can quite game plan for. So can they try and do things to slow his effectiveness in that regard? If you start trying to focus on slowing the effectiveness of Ausar Thompson, then you're leaving shooters open.
Yep.
Or you're leaving driving lanes open for Cade. That's why I made the mention that I did. Can Ausar go out there and have a less than stellar game in this next one? He absolutely can. But that's why we're saying it's important for him to continue and keep up with the activity. What he did last night was thrive in open space and get dunks.
Yeah.
In open space. That's going to be open for them all the time. And if it's not open, then guess who's getting that shot in that space? Either Cade, Duren, or Beasley. This is why I'm so glad that J.B. Bickerstaff inserted the wrinkle that he did with their offense, because now the Knicks are going to what? Overcompensate and stop Ausar?
Yeah, you can't do that.
But that's what I'm saying. So
They got to live and die with whatever he does.
But that's the thing. If we live in Sky Dog's world where they go and put attention on Ausar, that's going to be the worst thing they could do. This is a chess matchup right now.
Yeah.
And I do believe that was a nice wrinkle. Them figuring this offense out, them figuring out how to keep Ausar Thompson on the court, paid huge dividends that I don't even think we thought it would on both sides of the court combined.
No, absolutely.
We knew what he could do defensively. But even if we thought he's going to have an effect offensively, I heard people say, man, if we can get 15 points out of Ausar. He went out there and gave you 22, 7, and 2 blocks.
No, and he's going to get the opportunities. This is why we're harping on this so much. If he can go out and give you a game like that, it's going to be available to him. Because like you said, you can't just game plan for Ausar. He's not an offensive threat. Whatever he does on the basketball court, the Knicks have to live and die with, because they have too much other shit to worry about. So when you got Ausar playing within his element, that makes the Pistons that much more dangerous, because over the course of a full 48-minute game, eventually, you do got to kind of crash down, because you don't want him coming downhill, and that's going to open opportunities for everybody else, man. On top of the fact that he played a lot smarter defensively, trying to go against the referees, because we all know that they not really calling this shit in our favor either. But no, shout out to Ausar, man. He played a hell of a game.
Yeah, definitely. I wanna say what up though to some friends. Come back on the other end of the break, and because I see JB Bickersmooth, he's over there cooking up.
Keep saying it.
And I know he got me. I mean, it was him though. He was the first one on the network that we heard, and really the first person I heard in general say, "I'm telling y'all, it's JB Bickerstaff. That's who you want the Pistons to go and get." And when I started looking into it, I remember I came back on the show and I said, "You know what, JB, you might be right." And then the news broke, and we were like, "You're right." Yeah. So I want to be able to, on the other end of the break, be able to talk a little bit more about JB Bickerstaff, talk more Ausar Thompson, get some thoughts from the cast and crew. Because when you talk about chopped cheese, Ausar Thompson had a lot to do with that, Willie B. So
Absolutely.
What friends we gotta say what up though to, and clean up any super chats as well if we have any.
Oh, got you. Just one super chat we got to clean up. Shout out to Dante151.
Shout out.
$4.99. He said, did anyone see the score bug on TNT? Because LOL, they thought the Knicks would win. You just hate to see it. And Ausar with the timely fouls at the end. I don't know if you guys seen that as well too, but they put up Knicks won 4-1.
I saw that.
The series
and they kept taking our 85 when it was 85-83. They kept taking the 85 off the board too. I'm like, what the fuck is that about?
They
I
just
seen
wanted
that.
the Knicks to win so bad. You could tell. But we got to hear from Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness, and listen, man, y'all know the summer is almost here. It's thought season, baby. Y'all want to look good, man.
Sundress.
Sundress season. Listen,
Suns and buns.
everybody wants to look good. Men, women, children alike. It's summertime. You want to feel good. Get to Planet Fitness today. Still the best deal in the gym game, period, point blank, end of story. Locations everywhere, not just in Michigan, but around the whole country, maybe around the world, man. But get into a Planet Fitness today, get that Black Card membership, and start working on that body and look good for this summer. It's going to be a wild summer, man. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Guys, head over to woodwardsports.com and click on that shop tab. We have new designs for you every single week, but I got to tell you about the ones we got up on screen right now. Those Woodward Tigers t-shirts, sweatshirts, all available for you. As soon as those Tigers get back to Comerica Park, you should be repping those as well. And you can't forget about the Red Wings, the LFG t-shirts and hoodies available for you. I know they let us down this season, but they're still our home team, and you still got to represent. Head over to woodwardsports.com. All you got to do is click on that shop tab.
What up, though? Ooh.
Oh, you all right?
Too excited,
okay?
man. What up, though, people, man?
Don't swallow, man.
I am.
Hey,
You're a grown-ass man. Don't swallow
people
At all.
Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward, man.
Whoa.
Get fired up for those Pistons. 106-103 victory over the New York Knicks.
My prediction was off by one. I said
Off
4
by
point.
one.
I said 4 point victory for the Pistons.
You know what? And they handled business last night.
Yeah.
It felt like that was a victory that should have been a little bit bigger, but obviously, the Knicks, they got those kind of haymaker prayers answered threes from Mikal Bridges
OG
on one
Anunoby.
side and OG Anunoby.
That shot
on the
he
other
made
side.
with K just dead in his face, that was insane, bro. Fucking insane. They've been getting lucky. You got to just call it what it is.
But that's where, when I look at what this squad did last night to be able to rise above a lot of the different narratives, that's why I'm like, this squad is character and battle tested. You want to see them be able to pull out this victory, first because we're Pistons fans, but two, because we do know that there might have been some aspects of playoff inexperience. There might have been some aspects of the moment got a little too big and a little bit too, I need to understand this before we understand it,
right?
Type for them. And we saw that in some of these games. And so I do hope that they are able to overcome this and be able to get into a second round. But this squad has continued to show from an aspect of character, from an aspect of overcoming, aspect of you're not going to out-tough us. You're not going to be able to beat us down. We're going to continue to fight. That's what this squad has continued to be. And that's where, as we were talking about Asar Thompson, and I want to be able to get some of the comments from the cast and the crew on Asar Thompson as well. I also want the conversation to be about JB Bickerstaff, because a lot of the narratives and the questions that followed him from Cleveland and why they said that this coach who turned that franchise around from no playoffs to playoffs like that, why they said that they had to move on from him was because of some aspect of in series, not necessarily in game like in regular season, but during the playoffs, is ability or inability to make the right adjustments in series. But so far, I feel like he's been the best coach in the series. But I got to go over to JB Smooth over there, man, because we're talking about Asar Thompson and the job that he had. And I saw you cooked up some graphics. I know you over there and got some things. He already over there smirking, man. What up, though, man?
JB, man.
No, I
Slick
just found this. I
motherfucker.
thought it was funny. Asar did his job. My man locked up Brunson and
Locked up, won't let him out.
This was just perfect, man. I'm proud of seeing Asar out there actually, get more minutes and actually showing off more of what he can do, what he's capable of. He's not just a scorer. As you said, Kool-Aid, before, me, you, and Ron Artest, we were at the golf outing.
Yep.
You asked him about him. He was like, hey, I see a lot of things in him. I need to review more tape. But honestly, that's a good comp to start. I want to see him go past this Ron Artest comp that we are all giving him right now as well, too, because he is that good. He is that great. It just takes some time. And honestly, under JB Bickerstaff, I know a lot of the talk was, hey, he can't make adjustments. Well, he has a game plan that just everyone needs to follow it. And I think last night was a perfect example of that game plan falling into place.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I love that, too. Like, when we're talking about the type of player that Asar Thompson can be, it's interesting that as soon as he was drafted, one of the first people we were able to talk to about it was Ron Artest.
Yeah.
And that's where, from an offensive standpoint, I do believe that there's so much more to Asar's game, but the fact that he's able to play well within himself right now, play to his strengths, play in his lane, and do what works. Because what do we not see Asar doing in this last game? We didn't see him over dribbling.
No.
We didn't even see him really trying to create.
No.
Remember, in some of the other games in this series, we saw him in positions, and Ron Holland, of trying to create a little bit more. And I don't know if in this series, I don't know how much that bodes well for them, because the New York Knicks have good perimeter defenders and wing defenders with quick, active hands. And then when you do break down that perimeter, then you are also having to deal with whoever's at the rim, because Mitchell Robinson is no slouch when they bring him into the game. And so that's why I like the fact that they made some tweaks. And this is where I tip the cap again to JB Bickerstaff. To put, realistically, put him in the corner? No. That's something we saw Monty Williams do. But put him in actions, put him in dives and in rolls, and it really helped show the effectiveness of an Asar Thompson. We talked about the fact that with Ben Wallace, you don't have to really throw him the ball. He'll go get his 8 to 10 points doing his own thing. Yeah. And with Asar Thompson, I like the fact that, you're going to throw him the ball, but largely when he was catching it, it was effectively get a dunk, a two-handed dunk in the half court. Willie B, man, you saw Asar Thompson put them in the blender last night. Put him through the cheese grater.
Watch out in there.
And it was chopped cheese last night.
Man, it was I kind of like the comparisons of Asar Thompson, but I see a little Shaw Marion in his game when it comes to driving the basket.
I can see that.
You know what?
I can see that.
The way back machine.
Yep.
I like that one.
Yeah, his
same athleticism, because I think he's more athletic than Ron Artest. So no, absolutely
more athletic, and I see him guarding, which is we talked into before the series started, that Asar Thompson may be on Jalen Brunson, and what he did 5 out of 14. Jalen Brunson was 5 out of 14 when you put Asar Thompson on him. And he only made 5 shots, and he only made 11 free throws, and this combined with 17 points. That's a good defensive effort for Asar Thompson on there, man. And let's not forget, Jalen Durham had 14 rebounds and 2 blocks in that game. He didn't score much; he only got 6, but he was showing that dominance and shut it down Karl Anthony Towns, because he only got 15 last night. 15 that last night, so that both of them front courts did their job with their best stars against the Knicks, and credit them. I see a lot of potential. Asar Thompson, and he needed to polish his ball handling up. He went to the rack. He knows his role, and he produced. When he produced, the results made fill in. So he did a good job, and the Pistons finally, find a way to use him on the court.
Yeah. And just to clarify, 17 and 11 for Karl Towns last night, but 5 of 14 from the field.
They made it tough on him, man. JB, let's clean up some super chats real quick before we talk a little bit more about JB Bickerstaff. We got to talk about Toby and the vets. And I know Kavasi. We got to talk about him though, and then we're gonna talk about Cade Cunningham, and then a look ahead at Game 6, which is on the way. I know we're gonna break that down a little bit more in a segment or two tomorrow as well. As we got Thursday, with this thing, man, it's gonna be here just like that.
And you can't drop 3 at home, and I think that's the sentiment. And everybody in that Pistons locker room knows that. But you have afforded yourself the opportunity to come back here and even this series up with how well you have played at MSG. I think it's absolutely like you gotta go out here and just you gotta play live or die basketball, bro. You gotta fight for every loose ball. You gotta show that effort on every single play, and I think they will, man. There's no real worry about this Pistons team, man. They're very, very resilient. So
shout out to Weezy. He's the one who brought the Shaw Marion comparison up. So in that case,
he had that one too.
Shout out Weezy.
He did.
Hey, and
hopefully a better looking jump shot than Shaw Marion.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That shit was horrible, but it was effective.
Hey, let's rock. And I see Skydog, Woodward Pistons. So much for the Pistons needing Cade to score 40 to win. Come up 16 short, yet they won. Strange. Yeah, when you have the help around Cade, like Asar Thompson, who doesn't normally score 22, then you don't need Cade to score 40. But you know what we did need? We did need Cade to score at a pace of 40 points.
Yeah.
What was Cade Cunningham's second half pace scoring? 40 points.
Yep.
My man put up a whole lot of points in that second half of that game.
Did.
And if he didn't, the Detroit Pistons are not winning the game. So it's all about the ebbs and flows and how these things go as it relates. When you get the help around Cade Cunningham, then yes. What was happening in the series against the New York Knicks, it was largely Cade Cunningham and Malik Beasley on offense and then Isaiah Stewart on defense. And you needed the 35. that was a part of their recipe to beat a team that's better than them.
No, absolutely.
And if the rest of the squad is going to continue to step up, then you don't need Cade Cunningham to score the 35 a game or 33 a game that they needed in the regular season to beat the New York Knicks.
And I keep saying that Cade still has to be Cade at the end of the day. Do we all want Cade to just go out there, embarrass everybody, go for 50? Absolutely we do. But he absolutely does not need to do that when you're getting help from an Asar Thompson, even a marginal performance from Malik Beasley. You see how much better this team looks. And if you take out some of the mistakes down the stretch that they've made in previous games, they have everything they need. That's why I wasn't worried. Yes, you are missing a Jay Ivey. Yes, you are missing Isaiah Stewart, but they still have everything they need to be able to pull this series off, man. And we're going to see, man. We're going to line them up.
Hey, you know what? Let's take care of that last super chat if you can, JB Smooth. And I think we got a legend on the line, huh?
Yes, we do.
Hey, Rod Beer, boy.
Right now, Rod Beer. Let me clean up these super chats real quick. Shout out to everyone sending them in. $4.99 from D Hint. He said the NBA gotta address that BS flopping. Jalen Brunson is ridiculous. You can't touch him without him flying into the damn concession stands, which is true as well too. Shout out to Shane Daniel as well too. $4.99. Brunson needs locked up for looking like a bootleg red man.
That's fucked up.
You do look like a bootleg red.
And $4.99 from Dante151. Also, shout out to Duran Sand flopping MF during the game to Brunson. That shit was hilarious. Let's go Pistons. And come on, Tigers. At least win one. Come on now.
Oh, man. Hey, and you know what? I believe the people, are they looking for lunch right now? What friends you want to say out to?
All right.
I got to tell them about Jars, and you can tell them about Dr. Pierce as well.
Hey, let's do that.
All right, Jars. So, Jars is kicking off their full deli-style experience. Jars will be hosting Deli Day on May 3rd, offering a stacked lineup of in-store promotions. Customers can receive a free eighth of flour, which is a $20 value. Take advantage of their BOGO deals on deli-style flour as well, too. And the first 100 customers will score a free half an ounce. So that's a lot of ounces going around. This date marks a significant milestone for Jars in their anniversary of the retailers opening their first stores here in Detroit. A very fitting tribute to its roots and continued evolution. For more information about Deli Day and participating locations, head over to jars.com or follow them on their Instagram right now at jars_life for more updates.
And I see you in the chat, Weezy. Say, am I tripping? I ain't heard Tobias Harris' name yet. 17,
don't worry.
8, 4 blocks.
Don't worry.
Here we go.
Don't worry. We've been talking about this in the
We
break.
finna fight the good fight. We got some haters in the building. We got some haters in the room.
It's not haters telling you, like, don't get your hopes up, man, because he's going to let you down.
Okay.
He does all the time.
I'll cross that bridge when I come to it.
Temper.
Every time you say they playing great, they playing like some ish. That's Chase. Attention sports fans, don't miss our expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday on Big D Energy, every Thursday on Ermanni and Edwards, where he's offering top-notch injury advice. You guys, you want to trust the guy that D-Mac does, because he's here to keep you at your in the game. That's Dr. Jeff Pierce, and performing at your best.
Secret sauce.
Secret sauce, man. That's why you guys want to tap in. For more information, visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Buddy's Pizza has been serving the original Detroit-style pizza since 1946, and 79 years later, they have 22 locations in this great state of pure Michigan. And fans can still visit where it all began on the corner of 6 Mile and Conant. Sign up for Buddy's Rewards to earn points on every purchase and receive exclusive promotions. Download the Buddy's Pizza mobile app and start earning today. Add some Detroit style to your next meal. Save 10%. That's 10% off your entire order using the promo code 10MIL. That's the number 10, MBAL. Buddy'sPizza.com. What up, though, people? Welcome back. It is Wake Up Woodward. We're celebrating victory show today, playoff victory a show today because the Detroit Pistons take down those New York Knicks 106-103. And who better to talk about this with than the legend, one Rod Beard.
Damn
formerly
right.
sports editor-in-chief of the Detroit News, but now he is a senior sports editor at the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. What up, though, Rod Beard?
Big time.
Bro.
Happy Wednesday, and look at my guy at the desk again.
Hey man. Pistons making me feel good, man. I'm in the spirit.
Rod, you know what?
Is that a graduation sash you have on? What is it?
And it's teal. And it's teal.
It's a scarf. Okay.
Yeah, it's Pistons scarf.
Let's go.
Nah, man, I'm a big fan of the teal. You know, a lot of people, I get a lot of hate for this, for wearing this, but it was just a bad era of Pistons basketball. The logo and the colors, perfect.
Hey, teal, the burgundy, whatever we got to do. I still got a burgundy jersey that I got to get some work done on.
Yeah, you know what? And I got the teal one, man. The Kid Kool-Aid and Lil Kool-Aid, they're running around in the teal Grant Hill jersey, and I'm like, I got to get y'all a new one.
Right.
It's completely faded.
They got teal Cade ones now.
It looks like Ill 3 on the back. So, you know, shout out, man. Shout out. But you know what? The Pistons, I've heard from the organization. I've heard from even some media have talked about this and written articles about the fact that this squad, they don't want to run away from what the identity was in the past, but they definitely want to make sure that they're doing what they can to forge a new identity forward, not just for themselves, but for what it means for the fans. And last night, what a big victory, where we know that they're going to have to punch up a lot to try and get something done in this series. And they get something done, and they push us back to Detroit for a Game 6 here Thursday, man, where you know Detroit's going to be insane. But, Rod, I just need your thoughts. Just kick it off with Rod's thoughts, man. Big victory from these Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, we talked about at the beginning of the series, what does success look like, or is it a failure if they lose this series? It's a no now because they've shown this playoff series experience for them is going to be huge moving forward, showing that they're not backing down from anybody. They can have a flopping fish all over the court, and they can just move past those issues that they're having. But this Cade is ready for the big time, and we said that. Cade is going to thrive in this type of situation. And it's been triple-double Cade, double-double Cade, last-minute Cade, whatever you want to call it. And if you say, hey, Game 4, he missed a couple of shots that he shouldn't have, whatever. The Pistons have been in every single one of these games except for Game 1, and they had the big lead in Game 1. So are they ready for this? Were the lights too big for them? Not at all. They're taking this to 6 games, which is, I believe, the longest of any of the first-round series, between just a 3-6 and a big mismatch of discrepancy in that. That they're showing that they belong.
Rod, I totally agree. If you eliminate some of the mistakes in Game 1 and Game 4, I think this team is up 3-1 right now. But besides Cade Cunningham, no, go ahead. Sorry.
Mistakes by refs or mistakes by players?
Well, a little bit of both. I don't want to put it completely on the refs.
Say it.
Yeah, I don't want to put it completely on the refs, but we know some of these calls in this series have been absolutely egregious.
A lot as well. The Pistons could have definitely helped themselves.
Yeah, but I wanted to ask you because, you know, we're going to talk about Cade Cunningham. Obviously, he's the straw that stirs the drink for this team, but who besides Cade Cunningham has impressed you the most in this playoff series?
I think it's been Sarr just being a blanket on Brunson. But then also just Tobias, just everybody at different times. They've done their things, and this has not been a Cade one-sided show, and you just didn't show up for games. This has been a revelation that these guys are ready for the smoke. They are ready for what the playoffs bring. With a little bit of tinkering to this roster, this could be a team that makes noise in the playoffs next season.
Yeah, and Rod, and I love that too. It's interesting to see how a lot of fans and their hopes and such, they're looking forward to Game 6. But I'm feeling more renewed hope from fans as it relates to the future of the organization too, because you're right. I see Stick in the chat. He was like 4-1. It would have been a waste to him. When you go and you get that second game and give yourself that Game 6, that second win in a Game 6, where you know the squad, for everything we've seen so far in the series, they're going to go out there and battle. I do believe you get to go away with, you know, you want to win. I remember asking J.B. Bickerstaff, how do you balance the notion of the success you just had, historic success in the regular season, but the fact that you have something on your plate right now that you believe is winnable, is gettable. And he said, you know, yes, we are appreciative for what happened this year and what it means for our fans, But we're not done. We're not done. And I absolutely love the mindset that this team has had. And now you're leading this thing into a game 6. I do believe getting it this far helps a little bit as it relates to wherever this season ends for the Detroit Pistons. But because their mindset has been that there's still more for them to eat, all season they have refused to accept anyone's expectation, and I believe that's why they're in this position right now, and they were able to punch up down 3-1 with a great chance to tie this series and bring it back to New York.
Yeah, all the teams in the league that have lost their series already have big questions about what they're doing. The Heat, what's their next step? What are they doing? Milwaukee, absolutely. Which direction are you going? In the Pistons case, even if they lose this series, it's more of, okay, now how do we improve and get better to make the next step in next season? It's optimism. For next year, for most of the other teams, it is just like, okay, how do we fix this thing? It's broken if they've lost in the first round of playoffs. But again, that's where the Pistons are trending.
And what do you think is a big key to winning at home? Because they have struggled at home in this playoff series so far. They seem to play better at MSG, which is a little crazy, but they know how to handle that pressure on the road. But how can they go in the LCA in Game 6 and come out with a dub?
Cut the mistakes, cut the turnovers, and then just play solid all the way through. If I'm not mistaken, they have led in every game by 6 or 8.
Yeah.
And maybe even double digit. Get that lead, build on that lead, don't have turnovers, and things that just let the Knicks get back into it. I think defensively they figured a lot of stuff out where we haven't seen a 40-point game from Jalen Brunson or anything like that from Towns. It's really just, can you maintain that throughout the course? And the foul trouble on Duran, the foul trouble in keeping Asar on the court for those things for an extended period. The more that Brunson sees Asar, I think the less effective he can be. You've got to actually have him start on the court for most of the game. I think he's the best defender you've got there.
And you know what? Because I went back and forth between, if he can't stay out of foul trouble, do you just save him to be that blanket in the fourth quarter, since they have been able to run some different looks at Jalen Brunson. But in this game, it seemed like JB Bickerstaff and Asar Thompson, they found out some wrinkle that allowed Asar Thompson to stay out of foul trouble and to be more effective. Because we know the stats all say when he's been on the court defensively, he's been very, very effective. But he's also gotten those fouls that's taken him away from the game as it relates to when we need him most, especially on offense. We see, as much as we talk about his defense, just how effective he can be on offense, and you don't even have to scheme up plays. You're putting him in motion. They're having him cut back door. They're having him fill the empty space. A lot of things we talked about we would like to see. Remember, we were talking about these types of motions, hoping to see this when they drafted Ivy. And we knew, Ivy can catch a lob. Ivy has some athleticism. Ivy has speed, and he likes to cut. And then when we got Asar, we're like, we finally have some athletic guys that can get out and do this, both in transition and in the half court. I believe with some of the struggles they've had in the half court offense, seeing Asar Thompson out of foul trouble, being able to blanket on defense on one side and then be on offense on the other side, this is what's boded so well for them. And I believe what has to be a catalyst for this team moving forward, it's continue that recipe. Whatever they figured out to keep them out of foul trouble and in the game, they're going to have to. And I noticed some of those kind of ticky-tack fouls, that 1 or 2 a game that Asar would get against the Knicks, I've noticed that those calls, those fouls, they weren't existent in this last game.
Right, and the Knicks have tried to do some things to make it more difficult, making him run through screens.
Yeah.
And it's really just that little crevice right between the screener. If he can squeeze through there, and there was one, I think that was his second or third foul last night. The screen is there. He can run through that if he beats Brunson to that spot. He was just a little bit late trying to get there. So between him and Schroeder, I think they can do some things and holding Brunson down. Brunson's a really good player. Let's not get that twisted either.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarters, he just can't go off down the stretch. They've got to have Thompson fresh for those situations.
Mm-hmm. You know what, JB? I think it's time for a little bit of a swish or brick.
I think it is too.
Right. Hey, you got a little time? We got a few questions.
A lot of swisher breaks in Atlanta, man. That's all I'm saying.
And while we're getting the graphic up, you know what people call him, Rod, in the chat?
What?
Rod. They calling him lemon pepper Rod.
Hey, we know you done been to Magic. You ain't got to tell us, but we know you done been to Magic City and got some of the wings, man. Only 4 to win.
Hey, whoever put that in there first, please put that back so I can give you your credit. But yeah, I saw that and I was cracking up. But you know what? Just real quick, as people was like, "Hey, mention Tobias, mention Schroeder." Trust me, we got a whole segment after where we're gonna talk.
Yeah, we got you.
We're gonna talk Toby and the vets, and that does include one Dennis Schroeder because wow, the pickup Schroeder was at the trade deadline. They absolutely needed him here.
Arguably the most underrated signing in just Pistons recent history, like absolutely.
But it seems like every one of their special teams, they get those types of deals. Something like that happens. So obviously for this year, the expectation wasn't necessarily a championship, but for what Dennis Schroeder means for this first round series,
he's been everything. He's like water to somebody in the desert, bro. Like for real. Whenever it started to maybe go off the rails, he stabilized things. So that's all you can really ask for.
Good point. Hey, throw that graphic up there again, man. Let's rock. Twister break. Hey, Willie B. It's time for it, man. Let's get that DJ Chop Cheese.
Yeah, right. He got us going, man. We finna roll up, man. We finna roll up and enjoy this. We'll get through as many of these as we possibly can. Number 1, JB Bickerstaff has been the best coach in this series versus the Knicks. Swish or brick?
JB Bickerstaff has continued to make different wrinkles. The Pistons are down in this series against a more talented New York Knicks team. Bless you, Willie. But JB Bickerstaff has coached this team to a point where they have a good shot in Game 6 to tie it up without Isaiah Stewart, which a lot of people believe was one of those pieces in the series to put the Detroit Pistons over the top. He has solved some of the foul troubles that we've seen his players get into, and he's putting young players in position to lead this charge. We know what we think about Cade Cunningham, but when you look at how they have helped Asar Thompson just in this series alone, Jalen Duren in this series alone, and you see the defense and the offense, it's working. The 2 games that they did win, they made the necessary adjustments down the stretch. But we're going to go around the cast and the crew real quick and see what everybody else thinks. You know what? I'm going to start with JB. And we'll go around KG and then we'll get Rod last. Hey, what up though, man? JB Bickersmooth has been the best coach in this series. What say ye, JB Smooth?
I gotta go with Swish on this one. As you said, Kool-Aid, he's starting to see and realize that he's making those adjustments down the stretch as well. Those first couple games are a little questionable, but still, I got faith in him. He was obviously my pick when this Pistons season started as well. So this is an absolute Swish for me. No complaints for me.
Hey, what up, though, Willie B? And Kavasi, let me know if you win.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go Willie B and then Kavasi next.
Yeah, I call it a switch because JB always make adjustments every time. Every time they back down in the series, they always find a way to find a win. So JB is good at adjusting the defense and the offense to figure out which one of how to shut down those star players like Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. So yes, it's a switch for me because JB been there with Cleveland. Now he do that with Detroit, so he know what he doing in his craft of coaching. So most definitely.
Hey, what up, though, Kavasi?
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a switch as well. We talked about it earlier. We've been in positions in nearly every game to win, and I feel like it's more or less been on the players kind of making little mistakes, whether it be like, errors in the game or like mental mistakes. And, like JB can only do so much as the coach. It's the guys on the court who are going to go out and like either make the plays or not make the plays. And I think he's put them in a good position. He's made the adjustments throughout the series to show like he's, this team, whether they win or lose, it's not a fault of the coaching. It's going to be a result of like what the execution of the play is on the court.
Yep.
I like that. KG, before I hit the chat for just a few, and then we'll get the legend.
Yeah, absolutely a swish. JB, especially defensively, he's been lights out. Like they have not looked overmatched at really any point of this series. Besides, I guess you can say game 1 when they let that 21-0 run kind of go. But I chop that more up to just rookie mistakes. Being in the playoffs for the first time. It's a maturation process, but offensively, and we talked about it yesterday, I had concerns about, them in the half court, especially when they can't get the ball moving, and especially when Cade's not on the floor. They did a lot last night to kind of ease my worries. Yeah, and once you, like you said yesterday, it was the sense of urgency that they needed to have just in running some of their sets that can make all of the difference. He made that adjustment. They looked a lot better last night.
It didn't look like they were dragging into the plays. It looked like they just got into the sets, got up the court, passed the ball up the court. I like that. And they just got right into the plays quickly. And Duren it was almost as if they knew, because as soon as the ball went into Durant in the middle, that boy turned right around. It was dropping it down.
Yes, sir.
And some of their turnovers came from trying to make that play, almost as if JB Bickerstaff was like, oversell this.
Right.
So,
but I can live with those kind of turnovers, though. I can live with that.
And look, in the chat real quick, it's a mix. It is a mix. Organic Lindo. He's talking about Swisher break. Ziggs or Zag break. Him for me.
Yeah. Bro, Tim's couldn't even get his players in the game. 2 minutes left. Why would you call a timeout?
Listen, Grumman says coaching matters. The real K77, he says swish like an MFer. ACG brick, but he's definitely growing though. The Shaquille Oatmeal. I love JB, but it is a brick. They're down in the series, but Kool-Aid does have a point. Mitten made swish. And AG's burner, and I hope this goes for Rod, myself, and Brad Holmes too. JB Bickerstaff has tremendous invisible hair. But what's saying you, Rod here?
What?
Damn.
My man's got a wig on.
Hey, Rod.
Bro, I think this is a switch, because the adjustments of saying, I don't think they started with a SAR on Brunson, but seeing that the size there and the athleticism would be something that he would have trouble with. And then even Tobias on Karl Anthony Towns and freeing up Durant. And we said that was a big deal, that Durant having to go out on the perimeter would be something that the Pistons would have to watch. So I think making those sorts of adjustments throughout the series. Look, the Pistons, I don't think have been outplayed. And I don't think they've been outcoached. I think this has been more of a play here, a play there. Things on the court more so than things that Bickerstaff has or hasn't done.
No, I absolutely agree with that. And we'll just go ahead and roll into our second question, or second statement, should I say. In Game 6, Cade Cunningham needs to start aggressively like Game 2 in the second half of Game 5, swish or brick.
We saw in Game 2 when this was effectively the first must-win game of the series. If you go down 0-2, it's going to be tough. And Cade Cunningham went in the first quarter and absolutely put the pressure on the New York Knicks. In this game, it seemed like the Pistons really took control when Cade Cunningham, and everybody was saying it. Our chat family was saying it. Social media was saying it. Third quarter Cade is on the way. But what are we getting out of fourth quarter Cade? And he came through in the second half. That level of aggressiveness put so much pressure on the New York Knicks, and I believe that it did open up so much more for even an Asar Thompson. But let's go around the room and we'll see what the people say. JB Smooth, what up, though?
I think it's a swish, but it's not necessarily a full swish. Like, you do need to come out aggressive, K, in these games, but still at the same time, let your team help you as well too. Let your bench help you as well, which they did in this game. Shout out to Schroeder and Beasley as well, finally getting that shimmy back, I see. But yeah, just play your game. Not necessarily you need to come out here and be the all-star that I think Stick wants you to be right now on every possession of the play, but still go out there and be a facilitator when you see open shots that your teammates can knock down easily. So still a swish, but not all the way.
Cavassier, what up, though, brother?
Can I get the question one more time? I'm sorry.
Cade, in Game 6, Cade needs to start aggressively like he did in Game 2 in the second half of Game 5.
I mean, I would like to see that. I'd like to see just aggressive Cade in general, but I think if he's getting the team involved and if he's offensively not being as aggressive scoring the ball, but you're seeing Malik Beasley getting involved, you're seeing Tobias Harris get involved more, maybe he's getting Asar or Jalen Duren involved more with the pick and roll, then I'm not going to be upset with him getting the rest of the team involved, because that just means he's going to be fresher for the fourth quarter to truly take over and close the game out.
I agree with that.
Yep, and that's a bar, man. What up, though, Willie B?
I call it a bank shot switch. You know what I mean? I just look at what K has to do, but you can't depend on one man to win the ball game. But it need everybody involved. So the leader had his troops had to follow suit. When he's playing, the other team follow up, know they role, and find a way to win. Plain and simple.
Bars. What up, though, KG?
Not mad at that. This is a 2K bounce up in the air, and eventually it does go down, because I keep saying this, you don't want K to not be K. You have to continue to go out there, be the playmaker that we know you can be, because that is one of your greatest strengths. But I just love when K pushes the issue, because that just puts so much more pressure on the Knicks, and that opens up opportunities for everyone else to be able to cash in. Now,
started looking scared.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, man, they ain't got no answers for Cade when he
that boy's dripping buckets of sweat, dog.
No, for real. When Cade gets downhill or he gets to that spot on the elbow where he can either hit a turnaround or a pull up, you can't do nothing with him. But when the opportunities for other teammates to get involved happen, they have to cash in. And that's been the only kind of downside to, Cade can't, be more or needs to be more aggressive is because when he's not aggressive, normally his teammates ain't helping him out either. So if you get better play from his teammates, I kind of agree that Cade can take a step back and just be the facilitator, but I will say switch for this.
And I'm saying AJ's burner says, I think Cade just needs a certain amount of looks a quarter and not defer as much. KLXVD9 says swish, and I'm seeing some people who they're actually kind of for seeing Cade Cunningham go out there and push the issue. ACG, just be Cade. He was flustered after that third foul last night. Just be Cade. That was one of the themes that we had on the show last night too. Even when we're talking about mid-range shots versus go to the rim. Sometimes I just want Cade to be comfortable, even if that's a mid-range. And what did we see in the fourth? Something we didn't see for the whole game, really. In the fourth quarter, we saw Cade attacking the mid-range.
Yep.
His two fouls that were very pivotal, the two times he went to the trip, I think it might have been back-to-back plays. One of them was attacking the mid-range, and Karl-Anthony Towns fouled him. The other one was another mid-range attack. Went to the free throw line. Those were big pivotal plays, and I think that's comfortable Cade Cunningham. And they were step-in ones. It wasn't as if it was a lot of the spin action and things of that nature. It was come off the pick and roll and step into that mode. Yeah. Just like he did with the three-pointer in the fourth quarter, too. But, Rod Beard, what say ye?
No, I think I'm going to say brick on this because I think you got to get everybody involved early. We saw in game 2, that's it. The Knicks defense adjusts, and then sort of who steps up at that point. If you get Malik, if you get Tim Hardaway, if you get those guys involved early, Cade can do whatever he wants when he wants. He can start to do that in the third quarter, second quarter, fourth quarter. Doesn't matter.
You preaching.
So I think to start the game, you get everybody involved and make the Knicks start to figure out what they have to do. But Cade in the paint, they have no answer for it. There is no answer for that in this series. So you can do that whenever you want.
Yo, I like the way that Rob put that.
Yeah.
I like that answer a lot.
That's why he's the best, man. But as we go into number 3, Tobias Harris can keep up this level of play on both ends of the floor, swish or brick.
So I know who you put this one in there for.
Poor JB.
What you mean, man? What are you talking about?
Look at JB is besides himself right now. Cavassier didn't even flinch and look up at all.
All right.
But Tobias Harris, you see him making Karl-Anthony Towns work on both ends of the floor, which I think is one of the most instrumental pieces of the series. Why? Because during the regular season, Isaiah Stewart would make Karl-Anthony Towns work, and one of the keys to victory that we talked about for the series was that. It was, hey, coming into the series, Isaiah Stewart has kept Karl-Anthony Towns gassed, tired, and this overall defense that they employ against him. And those fourth quarters have looked a lot like these fourth quarters. I believe Karl-Anthony Towns had one fourth quarter where he had a really good one, and the other ones he's looked tired and largely ineffective in these fourth quarters. And I believe that Tobias Harris has a lot to do with that, with the pressure he's putting on the offensive side, as well as if you look at Tobias Harris, when we talk about wearing somebody's jersey, there are plays literally when it looks like Tobias Harris is on the inside of Karl-Anthony Towns' jersey, and he's just chasing him all over the court and making life difficult for him every bucket. Even if someone said, oh, man, Tobias just let him score that. No, he didn't.
Right.
Cat is taller, stronger. Cat does
more
this
skilled
to people. But did you see how much he had to work? And then what did we see in the fourth quarter? When Cat tried that same stuff, there were some bad breaks. You could tell that boy's legs is gone. He was tired. No stamina. So, you know what? Let's kick this thing off, man.
Of course.
So that was
let's kick this thing off.
That was a switch for you. He can't keep up this level of play on both ends.
We already know.
Okay, all right.
We already know.
Go ahead. Boy. The hater in the room. Go ahead.
That's number 12, Toby.
Go ahead, JB.
Oh my God.
Big hater energy. Go ahead and brick. Go ahead, brick, bro. We already know what you're gonna say.
I mean, it's a brick. Like, honestly, yes, I agree that he is making Cat work, but at the same time, Cat is still making it happen regardless. Once it gets to the fourth quarter, obviously he is tired. He is gassed out as well too. But you're not going to get that full offensive and defensive game from Tobias. It's either one or the other. Pick which one you want
KG.
from either game. Do you want the rebounds or do you want the points? It's up to you. But this is a brick for me.
Tobias made himself so easy to love.
Cavassier. So JB just threw you the lob, Cavassier.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna slam it home too. Every time we put expectations, and it's not just us. Like historically in the playoffs, you put expectations on Tobias Harris, he folds. Like if when you have him flying under the radar, he performs. Like last night, was anyone going in expecting him to fall out? No, because we saw what Cat did.
What do you mean?
You saw how Cat dominated in Game 4.
I understand.
And we're giving him all the credit for this. But
I'm gonna let you land.
Let's say you gave him all the credit for this Game 5 performance. Where was it in Game 4? At home.
Oh my God, it's one game. But go ahead. Go ahead.
One game last night could have cost us the series. Like we're on the ropes right now. You gotta take this stuff seriously. Like it's fight or flight right now.
Yeah, where's that energy for everybody else that's been struggling? Beasley's been having a horrible series.
You're right. Beasley's also not a starter. He's a role player. Tobias, like I said, when we put the expectations on him to be this number 2, he plays more like a role player. When we have him flying under the radar, he shows out and plays across the board, like as well as he did last night in every category. Like I think it's more about getting the effort plays out of Tobias and him being that hustler, and then you see the points come later in the game for him. But I think that's what you need to see.
Cat hasn't had a good second half of 4 quarters in the series, though. That one game he did, but largely the trend has been that he's been flustered.
I mean, if Tobias can go out there and hustle in the first half, I think maybe he can perform a little bit, score a little bit more in the second half for us, like late in the game. But I don't know.
You got some support, man. AC in the chat says Chase is spitting. And Hoof Artist says Perm Chase just hits different.
Right, he get that perm, just don't know how that.
It's just how it comes out. This is how it dries,
I feel, you know what? You guys have been consistent. And what Chase has consistently done is set the standard. And if Tobias meets it, he will come back on the show and say, he met the standard, no beef from me. I feel that. I feel that.
There's a bar. If you're above it, that's great. If you're below it, I'm going to call you out on it. Especially when you're making $26 million a year on this team.
That's fair. That's fair. Willie B, what up, though?
I'm going to be neutral on this one because you never know what you're going to get from Tobias Harris.
Look how y'all have infested.
Right. You've corrupted Willie, man. Come on.
Speaking of his own mind and body.
I know how neutral. He could be neutral. He could be on and you go off. If we say something positive, he'd be off the next game. And you say nothing about it, he have a good game.
So it's a mojo thing.
It's a mojo thing. I don't want to jinx it, and it feel like we jinxing it right now. I'm just saying we jinx it, KG. I ain't gonna hold you up. I'm gonna give a switch on it because it's a time and place to win, and Tobias knows if you want to go the next round, he got to fulfill what he needs to do. He need to win, so he had to go play his role.
What up, though, Rob Beard? Dog. Everybody loves your picture, by the way, Willie B.
Right.
Thank you.
I'm not buying into none of that shit. These is grown men getting paid. Like, and Tobias is averaging 16 and 8 this whole playoff series. And aside from one game,
Wait.
The
one other thing. Give me that other stat. 16, 8, and what from 3? What is he shooting from 3?
Oh shit, yeah. I got to pull up the advanced stats. Yeah.
45%.
Wow.
Wait, how did I miss that? Tobias is shooting 45% from 3?
Yeah.
He is shooting 9 out of 20 from 3.
Yeah, 45. I'm looking dead at it. I'm looking dead at it right now.
1.4 blocks per game.
Yes.
Toby.
Say the whole thing. Say the whole thing if you're going to say it. 16, 8, and 45 from 3. This is a swish. Tobias is continuing this. Maybe he fooled us all this whole season, and he's been saving it up.
Maybe.
Saving it up.
You never know. Hey, this is a swish. I'm good with this. I feel good about it.
Hey, Dante151 just sent in the $4.99 super chat and says, shout out to Dante. Shout out to Dante for all of the support of all the shows, every watch party, every stream. Shout out, Dante. Thank you, brother. Tobias Harris is averaging 16 points, 8.2 rebounds, 1.4 blocks in a game this series.
Had 4 blocks last night.
A game in this series. Yeah. Why are we hating on someone who's
2
doing his job?
steals.
And I will say this. They're saying this. He has to go out there and perform again. But I'm confident he will.
Clearly.
Because he has.
Yes, and he's literally the number 2 option in this playoff series, bro. You need him to go out there and perform. The man got poked in the eye, went out there and dropped 6 points. Hey, Rod, that's all news, Rod. Rod, you done moved to Atlanta, man. That shit don't count no more, man. That shit don't count no more, man. You in Atlanta now, man. Hey, and when the Pistons lose, I got a sticky note for you too. When the Pistons, if the Pistons lose, but
I wasn't ready for that.
I'm just saying.
I didn't know they made it down south.
Again.
But hey, 2 out of 3 though. 2 out of 3 on that.
Dog.
2 out of 3 on that. Come on, Rod. 2 out of 3.
Oh, snap, dog. This is hilarious.
But you got to call it what it is. Tobias has been the second best player in this series. So
Has he? Has he really?
Rod Beard is.
The hate has been strong on Tobias all season.
Yeah.
All season. And what have I told y'all about Tobias?
I'm crying.
y'all, you was right. You was right. I give you credit.
Snap.
But I've never seen him play this good a defense his whole career though. Like this is something different we get in the playoffs.
He's taking it and you know what?
Like,
I love
for
the
real.
fire from him. He's giving us.
I've never
fire.
seen him so aggressive,
barking
like,
at people. Like he went after Cat in one of them scrums. I'm like, Tobias didn't even have to do that. It was almost like that Ron Holland energy.
Yeah.
He was just walking and it was like,
crash out Tobias.
I just want to go mess with him, and he just goes over there and bumps him and starts talking. I'm like, who is this Tobias?
How do we know that he didn't say flopping MF about Brunson before Duran did? Maybe he did and they didn't catch it on camera.
Yeah, Jalen Duran, dog.
Yeah.
He walked over to
Flopping
Jalen Brunson. Right, that's a lot. You already know what I feel about that stuff. I love that stuff.
Man.
What's happening in between the plays, and Jalen just walked over, and it's the smirk that he says it with too. I want this team feeling that way going into this next game.
You damn right.
Cool. He just kind of looked around as if like, is my mom watching? You were flopping them efforts. Like, hey.
No, big shout out. And I feel justified in my Tobias point.
Oh,
but
that's funny,
man. Let's head to the next statement. Dennis Schroeder and Cade Cunningham need more minutes together, swish or brick.
And this was something that we noticed last night as well. Their minutes together were pretty good minutes. And I know we have another question on there that's actually going to skew what I actually feel. Okay. I believe that the way the minutes are being handled right now is effective. They're getting some time and some spurts together, which allows Cade during some of his minutes to allow the usage to go down. But without that secondary facilitator, without that guard off the bench, you also have to not just keep Schroeder in a position where he can man it when Cade's not in there, but they've relied also on Schroeder's offense in this series too. And so I actually believe that the way JB Bickerstaff is doing it right now has been one of the best, but I'm supposed to make a statement for it. If you do have more Schroeder and more Cade minutes in there, I do believe that it makes the New York Knicks guards work more, and I think it puts Cade Cunningham in better off-ball situations than when we see they try to run those sets and they'll throw the ball off to Tim Hardaway or Malik Beasley. He'll go off to the corner. And I never see Cade Cunningham get the ball or get a look back. We sat here on the stream and we talked about that. And as soon as you see it with Schroeder in there, we notice, the ball swings towards Cade's way. And it's because I believe he's a natural facilitator. And sometimes having those minutes can bode better for a player like Cade Cunningham, who we know can go off like that and put up a quick 30.
No, absolutely.
But we'll start over there with JB Smooth. More Cade and Schroeder minutes?
I would like to see it. I definitely think this is a switch. I think they both complement each other very well, despite without Ivy being out on the floor as well. But now the question is, will your reserve struggle a little bit now that if you did see them kind of move Schroeder to that kind of starting role? But it's still a switch for me. I want to see more of it together. Like I said, they complement each other well, and honestly, the offense seems to be working a lot better once those two are out there combined together. So, switch for me.
I like this. So I'm seeing some of the chat too. Chat, get yours in there. I see you, Chuck Brewer. We'll read it. What up, though, Cavassier Chase?
Can you get the question?
No, you're clipping. Chase is working tough for us, man. Thank you too, brother. I just want people to know that.
Yeah, no problem. Dennis Schroeder and Cade Cunningham need more minutes together. Swish or brick?
Yeah, swish. I think it's like when you see Cade get the off-ball action, and obviously he's able to maybe cut to the basket, but give him a break as well. He can't just keep running downhill every possession. That's when he's gonna get the tired leg. So I think giving him someone on the court together with him who can handle the ball and also let him kind of work, maybe get some off-ball screens to get open at the top of the key and either attack or hit an open jumper. So I like having him get the other option. It'd be nice if Schroeder could score a little bit more, the way that Ivy, is a little bit more of that scoring threat, but still having someone out there who can take a little bit of pressure off him is nice.
Yeah. Hey, what up, though, Willie B?
I think it's a switch because I like Schroeder know his role as a scorer off the bench, but you put that with Cade Cunningham and make Cade Cunningham off-ball scoring a lot more easier, and put the pressure off the ball to Dennis. So Dennis could play the point, and playing the point, K could be the shooting guard or the small forward. It depends how the rotation is. He could find his way to score without the ball. But K is versatile on both ends. So in that case, this shooter would help with the scoring and the facilitator, and K could move freely out the ball. So that's a good setup for the Pistons in the lineup.
Hey, what up, though, KG? If I read some of the chat and we get the legend on this.
Yeah, no, this is one of those swishes where the net don't even move. And the Schroeder-Cade pairing, I've liked that during the regular season, and it's bode well in the playoffs, especially when you consider how well offensively Dennis Schroeder has played. Like, he's not just a defensive threat. He's not just a playmaking threat. He's actually going out there and giving you consistent offense. And before this last game, he was second on the team in points this playoff series. So,
yeah,
I love when Cade can just go off ball and just focus on scoring, focus on being the Cade that puts pressure on the Knicks defense.
Yeah.
And when you got Schroeder in there, it just seems to work. It seems to click. So I'm loving it. Let's keep it rolling, man. So far, so good. It hasn't failed us yet.
In the chat, A this for one swish. Darrell Slaughter, swish. I like what RJ Graham says. I like seeing everyone stepping up. He wants this series for Detroit, like last night's game. You have to get those bigs in foul trouble. I think that was as it relates to Tobias Harris. But Art Vandalay says these refs are high. That's just a random one. But Vincent E, nothing but net swish. XLXVD9, yes. And this is all caps. Dennis play point guard and let Cade play point guard, his real position. I've seen that from him a lot. Chuck Brewer, brick. Dennis minutes in the fourth sends Asar to the bench. It's kind of and I see Dwayne King give love to Dennis Schroeder. But what say ye to the legend, one Rod Beard?
I think it depends. I like it in the second half to close out games. Definitely, if you've got a 6 or 8 point lead or something like that where you're playing from ahead, then you can do it. If you're behind, you probably need the 3-point shooting a little bit more. So it depends on who's playing in that 3 spot, who that other guard is. If you're going Tim or if you're going Malik with that, or if you're going Asar for another defensive option. But again, when you're closing out that game, you want the best defender you can have on Brunson. So looking at that 3-point thing, I would say if you look from the surface, you would say Schroeder is not shooting well from 3. Schroeder is 53% from 3.
Wow.
Talk about it. He's been great.
53%.
Wow.
So you don't lose anything with him as your 3-point shooter, and you take the Cade off the ball. I think all of those things kind of work together. This is a switch, but depends on the other combination and who you have in that 3 spot with it.
Agreed.
You know what? And we got one more.
Yeah.
And I think it might play a little bit more into what they may be able to do if they want to do that.
Maybe, man. Marcus Sasser should get 7 to 10 minutes as a secondary ball handler and outside shooting option swish or break.
You see how these pair, because if you're going to play Schroeder and Cade for a few more minutes a game, 7 to 10 minutes a game, which is a lot of action through several different quarters, you're going to need somebody that can step up. And one person that we know did actually step up pretty well down the stretch, including in games in which Cade Cunningham was missing, it was Marcus Sasser, and it led J.B. Bickerstaff in multiple press conferences to be able to tip the cap to Marcus Sasser in the role he was playing, not just at scoring, which we know he can do in hitting the 3, but how he ran the team as well. And this bodes because some people were wondering, do they need a wrinkle as it relates to the half-court offense? And obviously last night, you liked a lot of what you saw. But Marcus Sasser has been the one that I've heard from many people, like a lot of people in the network, out the network, who people said they would like to see him get 7 to 10 minutes a game. And I do believe that it helps be able to boost what you can do with Cade and Schroeder pairing too. JB Smooth, what say ye? Marcus Sasser, is it time to get him minutes this late into the playoff series?
I like Marcus Sasser, and I don't want to disrespect him, but I think right now this is a brick for me, especially given the position that we're at as it is in this series. If you want to start off the next series like this, I can see that. I can see giving him that extra minutes to get along with Cade out on the floor. But as of right now, no. The pressure is on the Pistons in this series as it is, so this is a brick for me. But no disrespect to Sasser, because I would like to see more of him out on the floor.
Hey, what up, though, Kavasia?
Yeah, I'm going to say a brick as well. I don't think I mean, if we weren't in an elimination game, I think maybe. But when your back's against the wall, I think trying to throw a new player out there, with
Especially
all
a
that
young
pressure,
one.
yeah. And, if it was a veteran, maybe. But I think that's a lot of pressure to put on a young guy. So I'd say it's a brick for me.
What about Willie B?
I agree. I call it a brick on that one because he's not ready. And I hate to say, to be honest, be disparaging about it, but Marcus,
it's not disparaging.
It's not disparaging. It's how people feel.
He got to show up, but he didn't. He's not ready. When he's not ready, can't risk that. And when this comes to elimination game.
Yep. No, and I totally get that. It's just when you do hear the notion of Schroeder and Cade playing more, you're gonna have to be able to make sure you have something to back that up as well. And it was one of those questions because these questions are largely influenced by, or somewhat influenced by, a lot of the conversation that we see on social media too. So we can get right to the trending topics. And there's a lot of support from people who believe Sasser should be getting little spot duty minutes here and there. Some people believe he should get Hollins minutes. I don't believe so. I believe you want the bigger guard. You want the person who's shown to be able to defend it 1 through 3, 1 through 4 in a pinch, and a guy who Ron Hollins is one of those from one end of the court to the other end of the court in a blur, and he's been shown to be able to insert energy into this team. But you know what, KG, what say you?
Nah, and we talked about this maybe before Game 5. I would have said swish, but as of today, this is a brick. One, because it's late in the series, and like Chase said, you don't want to put a young player in that kind of situation. If you was going to do this, you should have did it a couple games earlier. Yeah. But just considering that you got a marginally better performance from Malik Beasley, and Tim Hardaway has been solid this series. He can be better, but he's been solid. I think you just got to rely on those guys to go out there, because the main reason you're bringing Sasser into the game is not necessarily for ball handling. It's to give you a spark offensively. And if you can get that from the shooters that you already have, I don't think you need him, because, one, he is a liability on defense. Let's not mistake ourselves. And if he gets into a bad stretch in those 7 to 10 minutes, it could hurt this team. It could really drag them down as a unit. So, no, at this point, no, it's a brick.
Stick radio. No. Bet hell no on Sasser. Goodness gracious, Stick. Shout out to the guy.
He was literally saying that on the watch party the other day, though. Him and Anson was saying that.
And that's what,
and I was too, because I'm like, it made
sense. Were
sense.
coming up. I've seen this, not just, if it was just within our circles, probably just let it be within our circles.
Right.
But when I started seeing it from other people, because what are you going to do? You're going to panic. And everyone's saying, well, what's the adjustment that he can make? The adjustment he made is found a way to actually have his guys stay on the court longer.
Yeah.
Because now you see, when you do, and we know this, the playoff rotation, it gets shorter in the playoffs. We know this. But you're going to need your guys on the court. And we saw that. I like the fact that J.B. Bickerstaff throughout this series has largely stuck to his guns. But Rod Beard, what say ye? There's a lot of bricks in the chat for this one.
No. I don't think you mess around with this at all. I mean, if there's an injury or something, obviously you got to dig into the bench. But you have the chemistry, and if he's on the court, who else can he guard besides Brunson?
He can't.
Right?
He barely can guard Brunson.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want him on Brunson, because you don't want to give the Knicks any kind of spurt where they can get 6-8 straight points and turn the tide of a game. Keep the defense the way that it is.
No, absolutely. If you get the Malik Beasley that we know and love, then that's the only reason this even came up, is because Beasley has struggled so bad.
Yeah, but that is a swisher break, man.
Yeah.
Hey, and this was a good one.
This was fun.
We got some playoff edition Woodward Pistons. We got some playoff edition swisher break. We got two. Why? Because the Pistons continue to fight and battle, and hopefully we get another playoff show next week. But Rod Beard, thank you for your time, brother. Any last words for the chat family and for the crew?
Let me just say this. It's going to be May 1st, and we will still be talking about the Pistons. Ooh. And the Tigers are playing as well as they are, and that's just a back burner issue right now.
Man, Detroit sports is on a heater right now.
Beautiful, man. April in the D.
Wonderful.
It's back.
It is definitely back. And you look at the Tigers, one of, if not the best team in baseball in the month of April. And I can't wait to talk a little bit about them. Maybe tomorrow.
Got the loss last night, but they'll bounce back.
Maybe we'll see, because I know we got a lot to talk about tomorrow.
Yeah.
Detroit Pistons, we got a whole lot to talk about.
For sure.
Rod, senior sports editor, Atlanta Journal-Constitution, formerly of the Detroit News, sports editor-in-chief, covered so much here, man, across the board, from Michigan sports to the Detroit Pistons. You were, 7 years on the beat? And then even after that, I remember he was still around and helping other people get acclimated and come in and getting those stories and largely showing us how it's done in that room. Because there's a lot of new people in there who are on years now 2, 3, 4, and we just saw a whole bunch come in on year like 1 and 2. So Rod, I'm telling you, your legacy, it continues to live on, and what you're still doing to support Detroit sports and Detroit media and people looking to get their start. You know what, man? Shout out to Rod Beard.
Big shout out, man.
It's the why I'm telling you why it was that Detroit News, why we did that drum roll so freaking much. Thank you, Rod Beard, for your time today.
Detroit lost a good one. We miss you, Rod.
Hey, we'll be back in the city. Always from Detroit.
Oh, all right.
Oh, yeah. Big
Always
from
from
Atlanta.
Detroit.
I am always from Detroit.
Let's go. Hey, Rod, have a good rest of your day and enjoy that southern weather. Hey, Michigan's on the heater right now.
It's starting to perk up.
Hopefully it keeps going. And we're talking about more Detroit Pistons playoff basketball next Wednesday.
Yep.
Next Wednesday, we'll talk to you.
We're going to hold you to it.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Blessings.
Thank you, Rod.
Whew. Goodness gracious. Hey, let's
Rod
say
is
what up,
the
though.
fucking man.
Absolutely.
Sorry. Had to get that off.
Absolutely, man. And look, bro, out of all the things that you could pack, because I know with me and my family, when we move, pare down. It's even toys that work that I tell my kids, nope, toss it.
Yep.
It ain't going. Bro, the traveling sticky notes. Shout out to Rob here. Like, y'all understand, that's our bro, like, for real.
Nah, big fact.
Goodness gracious. And it's awesome that we get to be able to talk about this while the Pistons are winning. But let's say what up, though, to some friends, and let's get back, because I've heard from people this week, JB. I've heard from people. Someone even emailed me.
Uh-oh.
They want what's trending.
Oh, I got you.
They want what's trending.
Damn, yes.
I'm serious. I'm serious.
It is everyone's favorite segment.
It is everyone's favorite segment. We got to be fair to that. But JB has texted me several times like, yo, the conversation and for where we are in Detroit sports right now, push it.
Yeah.
So that's how one of our producers, one of our guys, and we're definitely going to listen to him. Look at Stick walking in here, too.
Yeah.
Let's say what up, to some friends.
Oh, boy.
Godfather. Let's rock, bro.
We got to hear from Mark White and Lady James.
Mark White, gonna do you right. Shout out to the good people over at Mark White and Associates. And if you're looking for a new home and you feeling that financial pinch, we all is, man. Tariffs out of control. Mark White is willing to pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. Of course, I said $5,000. It's not a trick. 5 G's, man. Right now, call them today, 248-290-8242, or visit them at markwhitesales.com. Again, for my boy Flannel Sam, 248-290-8242, or visit markwhitesales.com to make your housing dreams come true, man.
And Lady James.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff, like the Detroit Pistons winning playoff games, like gimmies on the golf course. We like uncomplicated. We like Woodward sports, man. Like Lady Jane's haircuts for men. Walk in, sign in, and before you know it, you're handsome and clean. Lady Jane's open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. All right.
Big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Sticky note me.
Hey, man. Shout out to Feldman Automotive Group, man. One of our great sponsors here at Woodward Sports, have been for a very, very long time. And they going for 6-peat, man. Dealer of the year for 6 consecutive years. What dealership you know is doing that, man? The good people at Feldman is getting people in cars for good prices, man. You can get a 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew for just $199 a month, cheap as hell. You can also get a 2025 Chevy Equinox for only $249 a month. Come see George Hall, shout out to him and his team at Feldman Chevrolet of Novi, and do it today, man. Come on.
Do it today.
Hey, and shout out to the good people at Loom Cannabis Company, man. I be getting them texts every morning. You know, I might have to make an appearance over there, man. It's about that time of the month. But Loom Cannabis Company, did you know that they got all the brands that you all love now for less? What? With unbeatable prices, a wider selection, and the best loyalty program. I can attest to that.
I like loyalty.
The state. Loom is the premier destination for new and experienced shoppers like myself. Experience Michigan's #1 recreational dispensary at one of their 38 locations across the state. Use that code on the screen right now. 30% off your order online or in store. Who's doing that, man? You need all the savings you can get right now, and Loom got it for you. Visit my people at loom.com.
Because the Pistons just won again. The Pistons just won again. Let's go, man.
So fired up.
Detroit gets another game. Let's go. Turn up, LCA,
All right.
man. Turn up, K.
My boy Kool-Aid fired up. You know it.
Kobe, Schroeder, so many people, man. Shout out to those Detroit Pistons. Let's go with the big dub over those New York Knicks. Let's go.
Knicks are nervous, baby. Nervous Knicks.
Hey, look, we cutting the promo live on air, man.
Hey, what you know, the Detroit Pistons force a Game 6 back home at LCA. And I'll tell you what, I wanted more Asar Thompson minutes. I know the Wake Up Woodward crew wanted more Asar Thompson minutes, and you got them, and he had the absolute game of his life, an absolute two-way demon. And also, when you talk about the Pistons, it starts and ends with Cade Cunningham. Even though that first half was a little rough, Cade Cunningham responded with 20 second half points, including some big shots at the end of the game. A big three to put him up 5, a big floater to put him up 6, and then a big assist to Asar Thompson when he was doubled to put them up 6. And last of all, the game-clinching free throws. Detroit basketball.
You damn right.
Baby.
Right here.
Let's
Shout
go,
out
Flannel
Flannel,
Sam.
man.
We here.
Talk, I miss him on special on days like today,
Oh,
man.
yeah, man. He would have wilded out today.
Yep.
Hey, and when he hit us up last night in the chat, I was like, bro, send that video already. He's like, I already did.
Right.
He's like, I already did. Shout out to
Man.
Flannel. But let's satisfy that like button, too, right before we get into everybody's favorite segment. We got the crew on the desk, got the R&B, got the rap. We're going to have to do that crossover album, man.
Yeah, we are. And I know I'm in the big musket chair today, but today it's all about the machine gun motion, man. Sometimes you got to let a few off, man. So for all my people, you know, we working hard up here, man. So go ahead and drop that like in that like column for us. Hit it real nice and real smooth.
Hit
Just
that like button.
This Pistons Game 6 at LCA is going to be real nice and real smooth, baby. Appreciate y'all.
Go. Appreciate y'all. You know what?
Lubricate that finger.
We ain't slowing down. Give them some more good. Let's spark up. Word to Jars, Loom, Mad Packs, everybody.
Why not?
Let's do it.
Now it's time for the most electrifying segment on the internet. Bum, bum, bum. It's What's Trending with JB. Live on Wake Up Woodward.
It's your boy J to the B. What's good?
Let's rock.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? What's going on, chat family? I've got some videos I've been saving over here for you guys, but Kool-Aid, I'm going to put you on the spot real quick with this one because you spend more time at LCA than a lot of us do, and the internet has just lost their damn mind over this. Who the hell is this woman?
She could get it. I don't give a fuck. She could get it. I don't give a fuck.
She's one of those, as we would say in the hood.
Stuff I like.
Yeah, so and the internet is caught in a frenzy because she light skinned with tattoos. That's pretty much it.
I
mean, just be real about it.
That's one of the girls in the Crazy Horse.
Yeah, she fits the prototype.
The Crazy Horse type too. You know what I mean?
She trying to catch her Anthony Edwards, and I ain't mad at her.
The internet's trying to find her now.
Yeah,
they're trying to wipe her now.
Yeah, they trying to find her all links. You know,
I can save you like that.
They trying to find her all because she probably got her all links. Let's just be
Go to
real.
8 Mile.
I don't know this young woman. I'm just saying.
You can find her 8 Mile and 4th Street.
Hey,
I know the green
the
tag
quality
around
on
the
8
arm.
Mile and 4th Street ain't the same, big dog. But
No,
go ahead. This top
depends.
shelf.
Oh, that's 8 Mile. That's 8 Mile across.
She courtside.
My man
That's
KG
top
said
shelf.
this is the 220 to 250 at OZ right
Yeah,
now.
I mean,
right.
shit, I know
This ain't that cheap shit.
34 quarter.
I mean,
This ain't
shit.
that
I'll tell you
cheap.
that.
She is front row at the Knicks. That is not no cheap shit right there.
I don't care. Guys with
You
money
gonna be
go
in
to
trouble,
strip clubs.
JB.
Come, let me pay for your ticket,
I
baby.
just had to ask because the internet lost their damn mind on Twitter, on Instagram. You got people looking like, what's her at? Where's she at? Who she with? I'm like, I have no idea who this woman is.
I have
Why the
no
cameraman
idea.
focused on her for so long when the Pistons were down?
Cameraman
at this
was enamored.
moment, man.
Hey, hold on. Shout out to I'm Salty, man. I can fix her. Hey, no, you can't, bro.
You see that green
No, you
band on her
can't.
Don't
arm?
save her.
Somebody got her in there.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, she
That's
did,
where it starts.
That's how you know she's sitting courtside at the Knicks, and I bet you everything I love, she didn't pay a dime to get in. Not
For
a
the
dime.
streets.
I'm just saying.
Calling.
That's that top shelf, man.
What's trending back with a bang?
Yeah.
That is that top shelf right there. Once again, now you guys know the Pistons got the win, so you know these pizzas. They got to come out looking pretty good. Shout out to my Tigers as well and Illich. But are you guys paying for this hot and ready?
What?
Oh hell no!
That's some 8 Mile shit right there.
Right, what the hell what the hell, Yante?
He really opened that mug up like, here's your pizza. Like, what?
That's some 8 Mile.
You really
off
paying
the-
for this hot
This
and
when
ready
you
right
really
now?
don't
shit.
care about your job.
Nah, this is
dog.
8 Mile and 4th Street right here.
Nah, that 8 Mile the corner right there.
Yeah. No, the Little Caesars quality in the hood is not the best. These youngins get in
all.
there. The YNs, as we call them,
Look,
get in there and
I
just
used to
don't
have to
give
sneak
a
off
fuck.
at the one
At
on like
all.
Ryan and 10 Mile, bro.
Yeah.
That's why after there's a little complex over there. You know, it was dope, man. Little Caesars over there. I think it was like a little Big Lots or a Family Dollar over there. They always had the good pizza, but every time I would go a little closer, you know,
Home.
visit
yeah.
my 8 Mile Little Caesars.
You ain't gonna get
It's
it.
a wrap.
You're not gonna
It's a
get that
wrap.
quality. I'm gonna tell you that.
And you're going to be waiting an hour for the pizza, but hot and ready at that. But yeah, nah. These
you're not
youngins
finding
getting
it.
here and don't care.
They'll
You're not
fuck-
finding this quality
they
at
will fuck up
LCA.
your
I'm
order.
telling you right now. They got the good pizza at LCA. I
Oh,
don't know
yes,
where
they
you
do.
find this Little Caesars at, but they need to switch up. But man, shout out because once again, Walmart is doing Walmart things. I don't know if you guys have seen this video, but this is their latest stint at Walmart. We locking up the meat, everybody.
I don't blame them. Motherfuckers probably still in the beat.
They're still in
Locking
the meat.
up the
We
meat?
are locking up the meat at
Damn.
Walmart.
This is
That's
where
terrible.
we're at as a society,
This
bro.
is
like-
what we've come to.
Scratch yourself.
Rest in
with
peace,
damn
Bob
wire.
Barker. Get your meat spayed or neutered.
Right.
Lock it up.
Like,
They
unbelievable.
still in the cold cuts, man. It's crazy.
That's
At
wild.
Walmart, I would never think we would stoop this low.
Bro, when people
You
start
can't
bringing
do that
wire
at Eastern
cutters to
Market. They would
Walmart.
beat your ass.
When people go and steal the wire cutters.
Yeah, right. Right. You think people ain't gonna find a workaround for that? Come on now. We too resourceful.
We've come to this that we have to sit here
This is crazy.
and lock up the meat at
Hey,
Walmart.
times is hard, JB. So shit, I'm all in favor of doing what you got to do, but
Lock up the meat, boy. Meat in
You
the
can't
middle.
do that
They're
in
trying
the
to slow
Eastern
down
Market.
Brad Holmes. That's all.
right. Just say it. It's rough out here, man.
It is rough out
That's
here.
crazy.
Right. Right. Get a literal meat locker.
Just sad for Walmart. And finally, I will end what's trending with this because I thought this was really cool. A former office did something really unique. A restaurant temporarily renamed their menu items as office supplies so customers can expense them as meals during their work from home stints.
Oh wow.
So I thought that was pretty cool as well.
Shout out to them.
Like they had everything written out. Dry erase whiteboard, $11, which is actually a chicken burger. Headphones, $12.50.
Wow.
That's a veggie burger. Got a wireless mic,
They keep that
mouse.
bullshit away.
They got fries as well.
Okay,
Like, I just
Silicone
thought it was
keyboard
cool.
cover.
The silicone keyboard cover, it looks fire.
Yeah, nah, I would use that
That's
at
what I
work.
was looking at. I'm not calling it that, but
That's
I just
fire,
thought it was
though.
cool that like they kind of like switched up their whole menu items so you could expense these when you're working at home. You
That
know?
shit look good as hell.
Yeah, you can. It's a tax write-off. So no, they looking out during tax time, man. You don't see companies do that
This
a
was
lot.
smart.
I bought a USB wired mouse.
Right, a lot of them. I bought like 8 of them.
Hey,
You know
the
what?
mouse breaks at home.
Kinda
Like, what you
clever.
talking about?
Like, how many of these do you need a month? Like, hey, man.
Keep breaking my mice.
Right.
My Mises.
My Mises. No, Phil, it's not okay to steal. Damn, man. Just let me rock, man. I believe in people doing what they got to do, though. I do.
Exactly.
I'm not saying it's okay to steal, though. We don't condone that.
But hey,
It's
when
necessary.
time like these, you kind of got to get in where you fit in. But that's it for what's trending today. Let's hop into some mailbag while we got a little bit of time left.
Hey, dope, man. I love this. Freddie fell through in 3. He
Shout
says
out.
the move is to order a box of chicken and then walk around the store while eating it.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie.
Ain't chicken tenders, right?
I be seeing that sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the Myra, on the 8 Mile by the Joe Dumas Field
Oh,
House.
yeah, that's normal.
Yeah.
Of course.
You seeing that, dog. You
Yeah.
be cracking
I
up.
mean, shout out. I got some people that work over there. Shout out.
Yeah, let's say
somebody
what I'm doing
run
one more
through a
time
bunch
to our
of them.
friends at Feldman, and we're gonna get into some mailbags. So if you guys got mailbag questions, drop them in the chat. And it's crazy because it feels like we just celebrated that Pistons win. It feels like we got a couple days for the next game. We do not.
No.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Quick turnaround.
I'm ready,
That favored the Pistons last time.
I'm ready, and I know Detroit ready too, man. We finna show out at LCA yet again, and they are gonna get that dub this time. But let me tell you about somebody that's getting dubs all the time. It's Feldman Chevrolet of Novi, and Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer, who is also 6 consecutive years dealer of the year. And the deals of the month right now: get a 2025 Silverado 1500 Crew for $199 a month. You can get a 2025 Chevy Equinox for only $249 a month. Come see George Halls and his team at Feldman Chevrolet of Novi today.
I'm sure you see it what I'm seeing right now, right?
Just say the name.
Organic Lindo.
Oh, it's another one. Read Organics, and I'm going to read Burns next.
He said silicone sandwich is for old girl y'all just showed.
She hopping out the car, I promise you. If you
That's
do
why I
that,
said I'm not calling that sandwich by that
Right.
name. That's funny, dog. Burns said
the floor for her is roof, Chris. That's the floor. Like
Floor.
the floor. And that might not even be.
Yeah, right, for real.
She like, what? Sexy steak, prime and proper? Hey.
Prime rib.
Yeah. Shout out Prime
Rump
Proper.
roast.
Yeah, and I see Burn in the chat too. He says, as it relates to the people eating the chicken in Myers, he said, "Can y'all please not leave it in the aisle and throw it away? Y'all nasty."
No, they gotta hide the
Some
evidence.
nasty
I be walking I'm like, bro, that was one of the roasted chickens they be selling for $5.99. It's
Yep.
still some in there, and it'd be like a half open drink.
Wow.
I'm like, a half drunk, a half,
They get
half
wild
drink.
with
I'm
it
like,
now.
pop. I'm like, what the frick going on? But hey, they going in there and they having a good time in Myers and Walmart.
Hey, get your shit off, man.
There's a couple liquor stores by where I live. They sell like 4-packs and 3-packs, so you got to check both sides of the 6-pack because
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Oh, we do that all the time in the hood. The Lucy, yeah, the
Hell
Lucy,
yeah.
the Lucy drink. Oh yeah.
They'll do that in a
Hey,
Fact.
we got some. You know what, Mike G? I'm reading this one today. This is
Oh
fun.
man, shout out Mike
Feldman
G.
Mailbag. Shout out Feldman Chevrolet Nova. What is Black Arrow's primary superpowers? That's for you, KG.
I like to shoot things. We'll just leave it at
Let
that.
me hear you say, Carl Anthony Towns, you have failed this city.
Carl Anthony Towns, you have failed this city.
Hey, that's a good impression, man. Shout out to Black Arrow over there.
I could be a superhero. I could.
Steve Old Baby, Feldman Mailbag, has the talks of the Lions getting an edge rusher finally come to an end when it comes to Brad Holmes?
No.
No?
Yeah, not at all. But I do think we need to take a step back as a fan base and kind of just realize what the plan is. Like, if you pay attention to the moves, you can see where Brad is steering this thing. And I have a lot of faith in Ahmed Hassanin. Hopefully I'm saying that right. That he can come in and you know, provide something for this Lions edge rush, man. But I don't think we should worry.
How are people feeling about it, man? Because I know we have a couple more days to sleep on it. We know that that's the defensive end they took, and that there's a ceiling that they at least perceive of some high potential.
Yeah.
You know, how are you feeling about him? What do you believe is the floor for him, and what do you believe is the ceiling for him?
Floor, I mean, he should at least be number 2 in the rotation. As far as guys, like I expect Marcus Davenport to come out and start this next year, but I expect Ahmad to take that secondary role, and maybe in the future he could be a low end starter for you. But it's yet to be seen. He has some limitations. Obviously, he was picked in the 6th round, but a lot of things about his game that you like. He has the college tape, and he's a worker, bro. He comes in, he fits that Lions mentality. He don't take plays off, and that just line him up. Let's see.
It's a Brad guy, and Mike G with a follow up for you. Feldman Mailbag, does Black Arrow have a sidekick, and what's his name?
Black Arrow. He does have a sidekick. I don't know. Y'all got to come up with some good sidekick names for me.
I can't
come up with some good sidekick names for me.
Knighthood
Kid.
What'd you say?
Knighthood
Kodiak Kid.
Kodiak Kid.
The Kodiak Kid. Oh yeah.
E&J.
I do like a good cognac. So
you know what? This
E&J.
one's funny here. I like this one.
E&J.
Shane
We ain't
Gaines.
messing with the Urca jerk.
Mailbag. If KG, this Feldman Mailbag. Shout out Feldman Chevrolet Nova. If KG is the leader of the Church of Javi and Stick is the leader of the Church of Golf, which church is JB and Chase the leaders of? What up, though, JB?
The Church of hating on Tobias Harris.
You know what? They run that one together.
Right.
What up, Kavasi?
It's a cult, man.
I mean, I don't know. You guys, you can tell
The
me
quarter-
what church
the
I'm running.
quarterhouse.
I don't know.
Cavassier Chase, man, with the Chase Lounge and all of that, I just see this kind of swanky, high affluent place where Chase is meeting you at the front though, and like he's like on that Aaron Rodgers trip, man.
Yeah, I can see.
And he's
that.
like, "What up, though?
You're right.
Welcome."
Ayahuasca.
And then you walk in, and it's just baddies all over the place.
These are the disciples.
Welcome to the Chase Lounge.
Right. I can see that, man. I can see that.
That sounds good to me.
Come in the cloak.
The Church of Chat GPT.
I saw Chase over there like as I was trying to take the
Shade
picture. He was like, "You know what? Thank you guys. I actually like that one." But Freddie Felt. Shout out to Freddie Felt, man.
Shout out, my dog.
Effectively just a part of the network too. Shout out Freddie.
Pretty much, he works for us.
Yeah, Feldman Mailbag. Outside of Cade, who needs to have their biggest game of the series for the Pistons to win Game 6? Tobias, Malik, Threesley, or Duran? I think Malik will be in fuego at LCA.
We keep waiting
That's
on
a
it.
great question.
And that's the name. It's Malik Beasley, because the more you get from him, the better this Pistons team will look. You've been getting contributions from Dennis Schroeder, Tobias Harris, and even Dennis Schroeder, from 3-point range. But you got to have Malik Beasley, bro. You got to have it.
Mike G said your sidekick's name is the Cognac Kid.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm mad at that one. Burn $5 super chat, man, and we'll close up.
The
after
Hennessy
this one.
Bandit.
Unless you guys see something else. Every fan base in NFC North wanted edge. They're all mad they didn't get one. Been listening to all their channels. That's an interesting take. Shout out to Burn too for being active, not just I got one more I got to read, but being active not just with Woo Crew, but with all of the network shows.
Right.
He's another one of those ones that I see, like Dante151. He's in all of the streams. They're sending in super chats and supporting the boys in the
Big
network.
shout out.
Thank you guys, man, so much. And Eric Allen, this is the last one. We got to read this one though. It's my birthday.
Hey.
Talk
Happy birthday.
Lions. Bitch. There you go.
Happy birthday.
Bitch. Happy birthday, Eric Allen. That's another one of our OGs, man. It's
Yep, big
awesome
shout
to
out,
see
man.
a little over a year into Wake Up Woodward. And I know a lot of you all have been here longer than that, but just to see a lot of these names in the chat, man, it goes a long way, especially while we're able to, bump our gums a little bit about this Detroit Pistons team and having a victory show. Two dubs, man.
They
As a
resilient.
6 seed, not playing in any of that.
Like Rasheed said, if it ain't rough, it ain't right, man. And these Pistons continue to go out here and fight. So they embody in the city.
Hey,
We love to
let's
see it. Hey, Rando Smalls, if you out there, come on back home too, man. We miss you, man.
shout
Come
out
on
to
back.
Rando, man. Shout
Come on
out
back,
Rando.
man. We can right the wrongs.
Right the wrong. Let's get that chest pass.
Let's do it.
Hey, what?
Oh, it's got some air in it.
It got a
finally.
little
Okay.
bit of air in it.
All right. About time, man.
Let's rock, man. Hey, chat family, thank you guys for being here and for supporting the crew. Man, I'm telling you guys, I'm ecstatic for what is ahead for our Detroit Pistons. Shout out to the legend Rod Beard for joining us and giving us time every single Wednesday, still staying dedicated. This man he might not be here in terms of his presence. He's down south, but in terms of staying connected to all things Detroit, it's like he said, man, it's what he is. He ain't left.
Yeah.
He's just making sure that Detroit has an even bigger presence where he's at. So thank you, Rod, for all your time. Shout out to our brother Flannel Sam and that dude Justin. But Flannel Sam, we missed you on the show today.
Yep.
Enjoy your time.
Safe travels,
yes,
bro.
Safe travels and blessings to you and your family, brother. Thank you for everything you do for us and the network. But let's get this thing broke down. Cavassier Chase, what up, though, brother?
Pastor Gavasi.
Hey, what up, though, guys? Hope you guys have a good one. After you get done tapping in with Wake Up Woodward. Got some time to kill before Big D Energy. Go ahead and check out the latest episode of Fast and Loose with JB Smooth and myself. We'll throw the link in the chat for you guys at the end of the show. Hoping we're close. Our episode 6 is close to 100 views, guys. We're hoping to break that threshold. So if you guys want to tap in, give us some love on the latest episode as well. Obviously, we talk a little bit NASCAR, but just skip ahead to the part where we talk about our favorite car of the week. That's like the coolest part that I think JB and I look forward to each week is our car of the week segment. So even if you don't want to check out the whole thing, check out the cool cars that we highlight. Maybe take a look at the website and tell us your car in the comments. Go ahead and like and subscribe. We'd love to see your guys' support for Fast and Loose. So JB Smooth and myself, he's fast, I'm loose.
Yeah, you knew what I was looking at you for. I was waiting for it.
I looked right up at you.
I was about to check your ass. I was about to check you.
What's your problem?
Right.
What's the matter with you? Shout out Judge Joe Brown.
Yeah, right. Are we shouting him out? No, Judge Joe Brown be wild in real life, bro. He be wild in real life.
Willie B, man. Mr.
Right
Chop Cheese himself.
Chop
what up, though, brother? Good show.
The Aki way.
Oh yeah, man. Shoot, I'm just gonna have a good time, man. Man,
you get me every time.
Oh yeah, man. Shoot, hey, man. I had a chopped cheese yesterday. I said, let me post this picture up. Boom, there he is.
Oh, ass.
Yeah, that's come from my box
You read the caption right.
Yep. So that case, make the most of it. Have fun with it. Shout out to my brother Sam, my mom, and my folks. And shout out to my kid I recruit, Derek Green, who signed a Division I scholarship, Coastal Florida.
Shout out.
First Division I community college. And shout out to Coach Pfizer, who helped help make things happen in the basketball community in Michigan. So yeah, it's pretty. Things are going well in this state of Michigan, and we try to do right. All jokes aside, we're here to do right for the name of sports, and make the most of it. You do right, you get right.
That's right, man. Willie B, man.
Yep.
Protect Willie B at all costs, bro.
At all
Absolutely.
costs. We got Woodward Sports MVP in the TD booth. JB Smooth. What up, though, brother?
Hey, what's going on, chat family? Thanks for tapping in with us once again. Another great show. As Chase said before, Fast and Loose is out right now. Episode 6, almost at 100. We would love to reach 100, so if you guys can help us out with that, that would be perfect. Happy heavenly birthday to one Mr. Dale Earnhardt. Forgot to shout that out yesterday. He would have been 75. Also, happy birthday to Eric Allen in the chat. I see you, my dog. And it's Isaiah Thomas' birthday as well, too. So got to shout him out as well.
Yes.
Woodward Ringside is back tomorrow. Me and KG are going to be recording again and probably have it up by Friday for you. We just need to take a little break after WrestleMania, and we got WrestleMania out. But we are back at it once again, so be on the lookout for that as well.
Hey, and as we continue to break this thing down, we got 10 people who haven't liked the stream that can run and like that stream. Chat family has been showing out on this victory show. Let's rock. And you know what? Somebody who deserves all the likes, shout out to KG. Stepping up for the man, Flannel Sam, and holding it down on the desk today. That's Detroit's #1 draft pick, Rookie of the Year. Another one of them MVPs over here at Woodward Sports. That's KG, man.
And for anybody that don't like me, turn the channel. I'm finna be here all next week, boy. All next week. But nah, shout out to over 500 that tapped in with us this morning. Almost 200 likes. We absolutely love and appreciate each and every one of y'all for supporting us. Y'all don't know how much this means, man. This man was in here until damn near 1 in the morning last night, man, and still rolled out of bed to have a show for y'all, man.
Excited to be here with my guys.
Yeah, man.
Like I said, I wish we could have Flannel among others here too. But happy to be here with the chat family too.
No, absolutely.
It really means the world. And the reception that we're getting when we start to go out at these events, the receptions that we're starting to get is dog, it means the world, man. Like, people don't even know, like, sometimes my family is there off to the side waiting for me.
Yeah.
And like my kids are seeing this stuff, man. Like, that type of stuff it goes such a long way.
Does.
And we're hoping, because I see everyone saying great show, guys. Love the show.
Appreciate
I saw
y'all.
Greg in the chat. I gotta shout out Greg 2025, because also he's been giving us a lot of support.
Oh, you know we love Greg. Yeah. Greg was one of my first supporters here, man. Big shout out to Greg.
And that's why I wanted to make sure that we shouted him out. He also said happy birthday to you as well, Eric. But that's the type of thing that really drives us, man. It makes this thing very special because it's Detroit supporting Detroit. It's Michigan supporting Michigan. And look where we at right now. Hopefully the Pistons give us another victory. Woodward Pistons show where we're breaking out another one, another playoff series. They got to get things done here in Detroit tomorrow.
They do, man. But we ready. They not dropping all 3, bro.
No,
they not dropping off.
Shout out to the chat family. They got us to that like.
Yep. Real quick, shout out to my team. Love y'all too, man. But let's keep it rolling.
Let's rock, man. It's your boy Brandon A.K. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential Pistons reporter and writer for the network. Hey, man, we love y'all, man. We F you with y'all, chat family. Definitely bring that energy tomorrow, whether you're in the arena, whether you're on socials, whether you're at home, whether you're in a bar. Let's turn up Detroit, man. Let's rock. Have a blessed day. It's been Wake Up Woodward.
Y'all hoe ass bitch.
Shout out, Willie B.
Yeah, buddy.